All right. So thank you to everybody who's watching Messages from Spirit today. Lynn, we're going to start with you. Did you just get a little bit nervous? I felt like my heart
I
went
did.
boom,
Like,
boom.
oh, it's me.
Okay. Who do you want me to connect to today?
My friend Guy.
Awesome. Okay. I just heard finally it's my turn. Have I not? I know I've read for you before, but I never brought him through before.
You did, but there was a whole pile of people that came at the same time, so I don't think he got enough time. And this time, like, no, I just need to talk to my buddy.
That's funny because he's like, finally, my turn. So he would recognize that energy. All right, let's do this. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to sit with both feet flat on the floor. We're going to start with this connection exercise. Now I want you to close your eyes. And when I'm done talking, I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. I like his energy already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Puzzle dump. He's throwing things at me really quickly. First of all, I can hear another language. So I don't know if he spoke another language. He's either he spoke another language or he has reconnected with the people on the other side that speak another language. He's also handing you chocolate. Like, I swear, it's like a chocolate bar or something, and I don't know what that means yet. Then he said, okay, slow this down. He's making me feel a little bit of nausea in the stomach area or pain, something in the stomach. He showed me the body scan, which is more than one issue in the body or pain throughout the body. I've got some spinning thoughts. Apparently, I forgot to put my mute on. He's showing me some spinning thoughts, which is my sign for an inability to communicate, or I was actually spinning before I passed. Sometimes this can mean depression or something like that as well. It just depends. He's showing me distance or space, that either he was a distance away when he passed or he's been gone for some time. I'm not exactly sure what that means. And he's got two roses in his hand. Roses are my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year. So I don't know if he passed right before, right after, another specific date, or what he's trying to reference right now. Slow him down. Is some of this making sense so far?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to the how he passed first because he keeps emphasizing that it was quicker for him, that he didn't feel the pain in the body. Like I'm seeing the soul step out of the body and stay connected with the spiritual cord, kind of like a baby is connected to mom with an umbilical cord. Our soul or our body. Our soul is connected to our body with a spiritual cord. Sometimes I will see a soul step out of their body at the end of their life, but stay attached. If there was a lot of trauma or pain in the body and they didn't want to feel that, they'll step out and stay attached until they're ready to pass. Sometimes they'll show me that if they passed before anybody got there to find them. It depends. I'm not exactly sure what that means. How do you understand that?
He passed cancer. He had lung cancer, then it spread. Um, you actually mentioned that last time as well about him, that he had detached. He was very scared. He was very, very scared. I went and spent time with him. So I'm in Calgary. He was in Saskatoon.
Distance or space, you came to
Yeah,
see him. Gotcha.
yeah. And he was very scared, and I spent time with him, reassuring him that it was going to be okay.
I
Um,
literally have chills.
his middle son was with him when he passed.
He's thanking you for everything. Like, as you're saying that you sat with him, he said, I heard everything you said, and he was very grateful. Because was he not able to communicate when you were there with him at that time?
He did, but like I said, he was very scared. And so I just reassured him, just kept him reassured that it was going to be okay. It was going to be okay.
Now, did he pass right before or right after somebody else's, like an important date, a birthday, an anniversary, or something like that?
About a month before my birthday and a month and a half to his birthday. Um, but it was right that COVID started. COVID started on the 20th of March and he passed on the 25th.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he's talking about, but that is another. I'm seeing the two dates close together. Is it somebody's birthday or anniversary around now?
It was the 15th. It's mine and my special person's birth anniversary last 2 weeks ago.
Got ya. That's what he was talking about because they're bringing up randomly specific. He's got a rose. He's got two roses, which is very telling. See, this is where I say I'm not in your life. I'm just bringing through the puzzle pieces. They're talking to you, not me. It
Yeah.
was just your anniversary.
Yeah.
I don't know why he says he helped with that. I don't
Yes.
understand.
He was my go-to person. Every time I had meltdowns, I'd reach out and
I was
talk
going
to
to
him.
say there must have been some struggles or challenge because he put the heart around the two of you, which
Yeah.
is my symbol for healing and reconnection. Um, so he's letting you know that he helped with that healing and reconnection in order for you guys to make it. Is it your second anniversary?
It's our 13th anniversary.
So
13th, 14th, 13th.
interesting. There's another date around this. He's got two roses. So if your anniversary was then, what is the other special date that is very close to now?
The only other one is my sister's birthday is on the first, but
He didn't know
I
her.
wouldn't know that. No, he
He
didn't
said,
know
I
her.
didn't know her. I think it
Yeah.
might even be Thanksgiving because that's the only holiday I can think of. But I don't, he's saying no. There's something else. There's another special date that
Okay.
is coming up or just passed.
Okay.
But he's like, put that aside. You'll figure it out when we're done here. But he wants it on record that he said that. Now, why is he giving you chocolate?
No, I don't know. He was diabetic, so he couldn't have chocolate.
That's why. Because you can, right?
Yeah.
So it's funny because one of the things that the dead want you to know all the time is that they don't need a physical body in order to sense the vibrations of the physical world anymore. They
Right.
are pure vibrational energy. Here in the physical world, we need these meat suits because they are a giant sensor. We sense the variations of vibrations of the physical world. So, for example, your ears will pick up vibrations that your eyes don't understand. Your eyes will pick up vibrations that your tongue doesn't understand, et cetera, et cetera. So if he's giving you chocolate and he was diabetic because he's not changing it, and it's chocolate with nuts, just to be specific, he's being very specific. Um, if this is what he's feeding you and he won't stop, he's telling you, eat some chocolate for me. If you're missing me, if you want to do something for me to make me happy, eat a chocolate bar. Because while you need this physical meat suit to taste that chocolate bar, he doesn't. He's pure vibrational energy. So what you taste, he tastes.
Okay.
He's not diabetic on the other side. He's been sending you some signs. He said, I did send you a sign. I did send you a sign. You've been asking him for signs?
I've been trying to talk to him. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
I
gotta
miss him. I miss him a lot.
He's like, open up your vocabulary a little bit because he's responding. It's just that he's not using baby language. He's using a little bit more complicated language. What I mean by that is that when spirit starts talking to you in their language, they start out with the basics, the coins, the birds, the feathers. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
once you have mastered those, they kind of teach you the deeper levels of communication. Okay, so what are we talking about here, guy? Hold on a sec. He just keeps feeding you.
His son's birthdays. His two sons. Duh. Like looking at my on my phone, looking at the dates, going, yeah, the two boys' birthdays are like this week, next week.
I'm telling you, I love that you figured that out.
Goosebumps everywhere.
See, because spirit does not change their message just
Yeah.
because you don't understand it right now. They do this to me all the time. They're like, I don't care if you understand it, just say it anyway,
Yeah.
because they know you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's very much trying to feed you. He's giving you, it's funny because I can see the chocolate. have you changed your diet recently?
I'm trying. Working on it,
That's why.
trying to improve it. And I've had to cut out dairy altogether.
Got you, but not chocolate. Oh my goodness sake, he's funny. Okay, slow this down. So he's definitely been responding to you. So again, he shows me the signs. He said you ask him for a sign, I send it, but then you second guess it again and again and again and again. Was that really you? Was that really you? And I keep hearing right place, right time. Did you see somebody in a crowd that kind of looked like him that made you do a double take?
Yeah, there's been recently someone that I saw that reminded me of him. Just the features reminded me of him.
That's how spirit lines you up with somebody that looks like them so that you know they're with you. This is what I mean about the language getting a little bit more complicated. So if you say, hey, Guy, I need a sign that you're with me, and then you go grocery shopping and you have to do a double take because that guy looks just like Guy, that's his way of letting you know he's with you. See what I mean?
Yep.
Deeper levels of communication. He's very excited to let you know that he doesn't smoke or that addiction that he had, he doesn't have no more.
Yeah, he quit smoking cigarettes and he started smoking cigars.
Not on the other side. He's not having any of it on that side.
Good.
He's kind of proud of himself. Even when you said that he quit smoking cigarettes but started smoking cigars, he's like, I don't care. That was a step in the right direction. He's like patting himself on the back, how proud he was of himself for just quitting those cigarettes. Okay, what does this mean? Can you hear that banging going on?
Yep.
They're building a road outside my house. And he's like, why aren't you acknowledging that? I'm like, I'm trying to ignore that. He's like, that's me.
He
So
worked for the highways.
shut up.
He worked for highways.
See what I mean? How cool they are?
Yep.
So he's like, I do that too. He lined you up with a bunch of road construction. So you were missing him. So he got you stuck in traffic behind a bunch of road construction. So the entire time you're thinking of him.
Yep. Yep.
This is how spirit works. They line you up with signs and symbols that will deliver the message they're trying to give you. And if you've been saying, are you here? Are you here? You're going to see his face places. You're going to see construction everywhere. You're going to see things that remind you of him.
Yep.
That's not an accident. It's real. He's very proud of the two of you for getting to this stage in life because he said that your bond now is deeper than it has been in a very long time, you and your loved one. He's showing me the Japan plate, which have I ever told you the Japan plate? Oh, you're laughing at me.
Son's in South Korea.
That's funny.
He's there on holidays.
Good. He can double check this one for you. I don't know about if South Korea is the same as the thing in Japan, but in Japan they have this custom. And so Spirit will show me the Japan plate when they want you to understand this principle. In Japan, if you break something, a plate, a dish, or something like that, they put it back together with liquid gold. Because when it's put back together, it's worth more than it was before it was broken.
Yep.
He's giving you the Japan plate and he's showing me that this relationship has come back together and is deeper and more connected and more bonded than it ever was before. And he's very proud of you for that. Do you understand that?
Yep. Absolutely.
He wants you guys to celebrate your anniversary. He's like, "What the heck is this? We didn't celebrate. Where you guys didn't go out for your anniversary?"
It's a different thing. Different scenario.
Don't shoot the messenger. He said, "That's bullshit." Listen, if something is good in your life, you got to milk it.
Yep.
You've got to celebrate it. You've got to focus on it. You've got to value it. If I give you something of value and you're like, yeah, okay, it's just another thing, whatever. Are you going to really treasure that or value it? Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's a reminder to really focus on how far you've come and to value and love and treasure that and Celebrate that because it brings more of that energy in your world. When you have overcome some of the trials and tribulations that you guys have, that deserves to be celebrated. And if you don't, it just gets shoved aside as meaningless.
Yeah, no, it's in its own way. In its own way, it's happening.
Good. You just put, is it, it's not husband, is it?
No.
I didn't think so. Because I went to say husband and he made me like, I'm like, okay. So he's like, he doesn't get to call husband unless he marries her. But I don't think that's what you wanted. That's so funny. On the fence of this right now. The energy around that is interesting. As soon as we talked about that, I felt it going, I don't know if it's what you wanted. But then as soon as I said it's not what you wanted, I feel like, well, it kind of is, but it's not. But it is, but it's not. It's like you're still trying to figure out what.
That's why I'm here today.
That's why
I
they
need
said
my
it.
buddy. I need my buddy.
That's why he's saying you got to celebrate the love that you have. Celebrate it, milk it, and it brings more in. But you can't bring more of the love in if you're not milking the love that you already have. And then I'm hearing put a ring on it. Slow this down. He's got the shotgun, but then he threw it away and he said, I don't need it. So the shotgun is my symbol for protection, which just lets you know that you are protected on the on the other side. Spirit will show up with the shotgun. Usually, if you are going through a breakup, if there's somebody in your world that is not true or honest or something, he showed up with that shotgun, and then he's like, "But I don't need it." He's loyal. He's faithful. It's good. He threw it away. Almost like you've been wondering, can I trust this moving forward? Can I trust this moving forward? He's like, yes, you can. That's why they're giving you the Japan plate. And if he gets out of line, you just remember that your friend guy over there will kick his ass.
I knew he'd been doing that.
Remember how in the beginning he said, I was helping you with this? Sometimes, in order to help us with something, they have to make it worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
Almost like he made your partner's life, not he made it, but he helped synchronize things so it would get harder and harder and harder and harder. So that the harder it got, the more he realized what he needed to do. And then once he realized what he needed to do, then he had to be willing and invested to do those things. And now here you guys are. And I think that man is falling in love with you again, even more than he was in the first place. I feel like a re-falling in love all over again. Do you understand that?
Cool. Yep.
And then barking. He goes, by the way, he's got the dog. Do you
Yeah,
know
that's the grand puppy.
you have a dog now?
Now, my guy, my friend does.
Oh, you just got the dog.
His daughter just got a dog. Yeah,
Got
she's
yeah.
the grand puppy.
I'm like, what are we talking about here? What do you mean with the dog? So that's just giving you a detail of things going on that I can't know. Um, he liked to drink every once in a while, didn't he?
Guy, yes.
Because
He
I
liked
don't.
his bourbon. He liked his bourbon.
I was gonna say, because I don't drink. I'm allergic to alcohol, actually. But he's sitting me at a table, and I don't know if we're playing cards or something, and people are drinking, and he's not happy with what's in my library because they can only show me things I've experienced before, and I've done very little drinking. And he's like calling me a rookie. He's like making fun of me, and in my head, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's thanking you guys for you guys just drank not long ago, or there's something about getting together, having a few drinks. Because he's thanking you for this. And I see a bunch of people together.
Right.
Do you know why I'm seeing cards? Like, did you guys play a bunch of cards or something?
I'm not a card player at all.
Do you know if he played cards? It's interesting. I'm still seeing people sitting around a table drinking. I feel it might even be shot games. Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
know that's definitely not you. Now his boys, I'm thinking, because I'm seeing young people.
Yeah, no, not even them.
The children that are here, are they adults?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, one's married and the other one, like they're close in age.
And you're going to be talking to them soon about their birthdays or wishing them a happy birthday?
Nope. I don't usually. It's a very different kind of friendship. I'm not close to, like, I'm close enough to the boys that yes, they were there when he passed and I was there and like everyone's good. Guy's wife was an issue, still is an issue. She's not a kind person.
He's putting the white blanket around their shoulders. One of those boys, I'm telling you right now, just like he didn't change the message when he was saying it's a birthday, it's a birthday, it's a birthday. There's two birthdays. He was very specific. He's being very specific now, showing me that he's watching over the young person that is now, I'm not saying this person is an alcoholic. I'm not saying that they have problem with alcohol or anything like that, but somebody just had a get together. Somebody, and maybe it could be for the birthday actually is what's making me think this now because he's showing me the birthday, the young men and whatever, and the shots around the table, something about a drinking game or something. And he's saying, I'll be there. Now, usually they don't share that type of information unless you're going to be speaking or connected to these people.
Right.
But, so that's why I'm like, are you going to be talking to them coming up? But even if you're not, I'm not sure why he would tell you that if you're not going to be communicating with them. But he's like, she will. Do you have Facebook? Do you see, are they on your Facebook or something like on your social media?
No, not at all. I don't have Facebook personally.
Somehow this is going to be brought into your field of vision that you're going to see something, a picture of them or something about them celebrating. I don't know how that fits, but I know he's not changing the message.
Okay.
That he's going to bring it to your attention, especially when you said the thing about his wife. He's watching over her too, but he's like rolling his eyes. He's like, I love her, but I'm free because now I can love her over here and I can love you here and I can love all my friends. I can go hang out with my boys. I can do the things that they're doing.
Yep.
He's thanking you for thinking of him today. He's telling you again, watch for that spiritual emphasis. We talked about spiritual emphasis before, right? When you
Yeah.
say something, especially if you're praying or thinking of them, um, and then you see a ding or you hear a ding, a bing, a horn honk, or a flash of light. That's their way of putting an exclamation point on whatever you've just said, on emphasizing that energy so that you know that they're with you. He's upping his ante in how he's communicating with you, but he's very much communicating with you. And if you really want to make him happy, he's like, that's why he's just figured it out. That's why he's giving you chocolate. If you ever really want to know he's around, just go get a Snickers bar, open that shit up, and he's right there,
Okay.
right there. And he said, did you hear that? Did you hear that giggle? You see that smile? What a beautiful smile. And then I heard in another lifetime. This man loved you. Like, even though he
We
had
were
a wife,
very connected. We were very, very connected. He's a soulmate.
yep.
Yeah, there's many stories that he was at my house when his heart stopped. And that wasn't the cause of death, but I kept him alive by energy because he dropped and I just felt the whole drain and we both came out of it and we're looking at each other like, what in the hell was that? And to figure out that he needed a pacemaker. That was all lined up. Coincidences that were not coincidences. It had to happen the way it did. And yeah,
Well, they were very much coincidences. It's just that coincidence does not mean fluke, random, or chance.
no,
That's what
not at
the
all.
dictionary will tell you. But co is together,
Yeah,
an incident is a happening.
yeah.
Coincidences are together happenings. The situation you just described was a together happening, was something that happened together in order to give him the healing he needed at that moment because he wasn't ready to leave yet. It was a coincidence. That's what I mean when I say they're teaching you their language. It's very important you understand the words because when you see something like that, go, oh, that's a coincidence together happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you understand? Is he speaking French?
No,
That,
I'm French.
oh, you're French. Gotcha. I can, he just keeps saying, je t'aime mon chéri, je t'aime mon chéri, je t'aime mon chéri. And I'm like, okay, well, who's French over there? Because or speak in another language. The only other language I have up here is French, so they'll play French for German, Chinese, whatever language. But he's saying "Je t'aime, mon chéri."
Cool.
He's pulling his energy back. I hope that that was helpful.
That was, thank you.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
Okay, so Brenna, are you ready to go? I'm not sure if you have time yet or if you're still out and
I'm
about.
I'm here, still waiting on her to come out.
Okay, I'm going to read for Christina.
But
Then
man, my heart was sending you all the love in the world. I was listening and I was feeling Guy and Shatem. What was the word? Shatem. What did you say,
Je
je
t'aime, mon
Tracy?
t'aime,
chéri.
je t'aime, mon chéri.
Shatem. Shatem Ashari. Which what does that mean?
I love you.
I love you, darling.
Oh, okay. I felt that. Anyways, I'm going back on mute. She's almost out, but I'm almost home.
Okay.
Thanks, Brina.
All right.
See, this is what I want you guys to remember that spirit groups together the souls that will resonate with the messages being delivered. So even if it's not you that I'm directly speaking to, if you hear a message for somebody else that resonates for you, it is for you just as much as it is for them. There's a reason why you're here today and not last week or next week. Spirit is very, that's one of their other languages, is they use their energy to put you in the right place, right moment, right time to deliver the message that they're trying to give you. So pay attention to that too. It's pretty cool. And your friend Guy is, do you see what I'm saying about how he's trying to teach you the more intricate levels of his language? It's like kindergarten, you learn see, dick, run. Now you're in grade 3 where you're learning how to do the bigger, harder words.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Christina, let's do you. I get all excited because I'm just going to share with everybody. A lot of people who've seen these messages before probably know that this sweet little baby boy here passed away a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, very sadly, through the hands of his babysitter. And that date just passed a couple of days ago. And so we're starting with that because I want to let you know before we even start, and we talked about this a little bit before I started recording, about how proud I am of you for all the healing you've done this year. Because there's an old saying, time heals all wounds. And that, my friends, is the epitome of bullshit. It is not time that heals all wounds. It is what you do in that time that determines whether or not you heal or not. And you, my friend, have taken enormous, giant steps towards healing. And so this year, you experienced your son's presence more than you experienced his absence. Yeah?
Yes.
I'm so proud of you. Do you have a focus today, hon, or you just want to leave it open and see what they have to say?
Just leave it open.
I love how you say that. Just leave it open. You know, the question mark at the end of your question there. What you just told me is we're going to leave it open for now, and then I'll ask my question after.
Yeah.
I know you got a question. I heard it in the response there. Okay, let's do this. Ready? Both feet flat on the floor. Did you have to sit up for that?
Yeah.
I felt it. Timmy goes, hold on, she's got to sit up. And I'm like, wasn't she already sitting up? He's like, no. I've read for you so many times. You know the rules, my friend. Feet on the floor. All right, you ready?
Yep.
I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath, picturing it. Start at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Oh. He's showing me butterflies everywhere, sweetie. Butterflies. He's like, I'm a butterfly. He literally transitioned himself into a butterfly. Now, sometimes spirit will show me butterflies because butterflies symbolize transformation, going from crawling on your belly from a caterpillar to being able to fly above the world as one of the most beautiful creatures God has ever created. He's showing me that transformation. It's interesting. I know he was talking about him, that he's the butterfly, but he's also talking about you, that you're a butterfly, that you have transitioned right this year so dramatically, and he's so incredibly proud of you. Um, I keep seeing tattoo as well. It's funny, I think I would have said this to you before. I've read for you so many times. Have you been thinking of getting a tattoo for him, hun?
Yes. Amy, and then Josh's sister and me, we all three of us are supposed to get a tattoo. Because it was all three of us with him at the hospital.
Is this coming
Uh,
up?
we haven't spoken about it. I mean, we've all spoken about getting it, but we haven't spoken about getting it recently.
He's
But I
lining it
think
up for you.
I was talking about it with Vicky the other day about needing to get the tattoo done.
Got ya. This is why he's bringing it up because they will bring up the things that are going on in your world that I can't know about. And that's why I'm like saying to him, wouldn't you have talked about tattoo a long time ago? I read for this lady every single week. Why are you bringing this up now? He's like, because he heard you guys talking about it. So he's lining it up on the other side. He's like, you tell Auntie Amy and Uncle.
Christy.
Who?
Aunt Christy.
No, Uncle. What's
Yeah,
Amy?
it's uncle. It's uncle's. It's Aunt Amy's. It's Uncle Josh,
There you
but
go.
it's his sister.
I forgot his name. He's like, you tell them all that he's like lining it up for everybody that when you're ready, I see you all getting the same one. Have you designed on the, Timmy, get out of my head so I can have access to my mouse, please? Have you talked about the design yet?
Yes. Yeah. We're actually getting his heartbeat, a piece of his heartbeat. And then that day in the hospital, they took handprints, like
Yeah.
ink prints of his fingers. Well, his hand and his thumb made a heart that day. So we're using his thumbprint, that's the heart,
Oh.
to go with the heart, the piece of heartbeat, and then we're gonna put a couple butterflies above it.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah.
So that's why he's showing me the butterflies.
Yeah, and plus when he passed away, I said he's gonna be my butterfly.
Hmm.
And I had gotten an urn that has butterflies on it too.
How did I
Yeah.
not know this all this time?
Yeah.
Just know that he's like, I was saving them up for this day. He's lining it all up for you guys. He wants you guys to know um, that when you do go get these tattoos, which feels very soon, that his soul will be there with you. That's one of the reasons they'll tell you something like this before you actually do it, is so that when you go do that, you'll feel his presence there with you. Kind of like he gave you messages to watch out for before the anniversary of his heavenly birthday,
Mhm.
so that when you saw those signs and symbols, you would feel his presence, not his absence.
Yeah, we saw the red and orange leaves. And it's funny because Amy said these leaves have been wrapped around my tree for a couple days. And how ironic they fall the day of his anniversary
Oh, see, that's
for
interesting.
you to fall.
I kind of remember something about that a week or two ago. He was saying something about the red and orange leaves. And the reason why I remember it is because see, when they're channeling, I don't have access to all those memories all the time. I have to go back and watch the video to know what I said. But I do remember giving you the message of like red and orange leaves. And I'm like, how does that make any sense? We're coming to fall. I don't know how that makes any sense because, of course, there's going to be leaves. But now the way you just said that makes perfect sense because they didn't fall until the day that it was the day of the anniversary of his heavenly birthday.
Yeah, and I found them on the ground, and Amy's like, They were wrapped for a couple days, and it was so odd because why would they be wrapped around the tree?
Because Timmy was
Yeah,
holding him there until that day so that you would see that sign and go, I remember that he said this was going to happen. So in that moment, you felt his presence there that day, didn't you?
sure did. I felt him all day.
Yeah.
That's why I told you I felt so weird because I didn't anticipate it being so much relief because at his 1 year, I knew he was there, but it just was so fresh still.
Yeah.
And I hadn't healed enough to feel his presence like I wanted to.
He's talking about something you cooked. And now I know you have a broken hand, so you haven't cooked a lot lately, but he's like, my mom did it. I'm so proud of her. Like he's showing me my symbol for pride and cooking. What did you cook? Doesn't feel like anything major, but he's very proud of you
I
for
cooked
doing it.
chops. I cooked some pork chops yesterday.
Yeah. Is that
Um,
like the first big meal that you've cooked since your hand has been messed up?
yeah,
That's why.
yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like you cooked some like massive meal or anything, but he's like, "You did it, Mom. See, you did it even though your hands messed up. You did it. You did it. You did it." And he's definitely, oh, that's funny. In my this boy liked to eat, hey? He's never showed me that before, but he's like, "Now where's this Thanksgiving dinner you're talking about? Cuz that's not for another month yet." And I'm like, "Oh right, you're in the States. I'm in Canada. We get Thanksgiving a month before you guys do." He's
Yeah, I
like,
was confused by that.
"I know. We just had Thanksgiving this Sunday. I know it you guys, I think it's November 25th or something, right?"
Yeah, something like that.
So it's funny cuz as
November 28th. Sorry, your other American on the line.
That's okay. So he's going, "Where's Thanksgiving dinner? Where's Thanksgiving? I didn't get any Thanksgiving dinner." He's like, "That's not coming yet, or that's not up yet." So he's like, "Thank my mom for those pork chops that you just made," because he's like, "It wasn't anything huge, but she did it." He's like proud of you for doing that. It's almost like you didn't think that you'd be able to, but he's like, "See, you can do it."
Yeah, because I still have the splint on and stuff. So, yeah, but I did it. Boo was happy.
He just put the test on the fridge, sweetie. The test on the fridge is my symbol for somebody getting really good grades, doing really good on a test, an achievement of some sort. He's showing me how proud he is of Boo. Has been blah. Has Sharif been doing really good in school this year?
Actually he's struggling. But the school is actually trying to like we're working on getting him the extra help he may need and stuff.
So
But he actually has been actually literally trying this year. So it's like a really fresh new start for him. And I'm actually really proud of him. Because yes, he's struggling a little bit, but he actually is trying. And
you know what?
since we lost his brother, he had stopped trying.
Yeah.
So,
Aw, Timmy is so proud of him. And here's the thing. Sometimes God will make us struggle so that we will practice. And as he practices getting better and better and better, you can feel his confidence growing and growing and growing and growing. And it's like the better he does, the better it feels. The better it feels, the better he wants to do. The better he wants to do, the better he does. The better he does, the better he wants to do. You see how that cycle gets going?
yeah.
Here's the thing, healing happens in baby steps, but the healing that you have done has transferred down to your son as well. I think the reason why Timmy's showing me the test on the fridge today is because he's very much recognizing the healing that you have done. And as parents, sometimes I think we don't realize that how much our energy affects our children and our loved ones around us. And by you having the ability to heal, you have shown your son how to heal as well. And
Yeah.
so he's very grateful. and appreciative of that. And here's the thing, I can see some those marks changing and going to the best marks he's ever had. This is going to be the best year of school he has ever had.
Yeah, he actually came home from school today and was like, "Hey, Mom, I think you need to sage the house because been feeling some negative energy and we need to get rid of it." So I saged.
What a
Yeah.
good boy. He's highly sensitive to that, which is awesome. Timmy would say, I would add some salt, Mom. Have you salted around your perimeter yet?
Yeah, I have. So I have to do it again, I guess.
When was the last time you did it?
Like a month or so ago,
Yeah.
salted the outside.
So I'll tell you the reason for that. Sometimes if you have, so people don't understand that other people's thoughts and feelings and words can sometimes stick to us.
Yeah.
And even if you don't aren't in earshot of hearing them, you might, if somebody else is thinking them or saying them, they will still stick to you. And I think so. I can feel your dad's energy around this because he's still dramatically grieving. I think that's the energy that your son was picking up because he has not healed as much as you guys do. So as he's over there grieving and like sending that grief energy because he's thinking about you and your family and that grief energy is coming in, but you're high vibrational, so now you're feeling it. When your son walks in the door, he's like, "Ooh, what's that? That's not us. We've healed." See what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And with salt, it's something that I do, especially if you're in that type of situation where you have somebody in your family or in your vicinity that you can't quite completely detach from, but is still kind of in lower vibrational negative energy. Then you have to regularly salt, like at least once a month, because it will wear down after a while.
Okay.
I do it every single month. If you're like all around happy, positive people 24/7, you probably only need to do it once every 3 to 6 months. But when you're in the energy that you're in, or you have people around you, like for me, I have people that send death threats and hate me all the time. So I have to do it every single month. You don't have somebody sending hate. You just have a lot of people grieving around this time of year and feeling bad for you
Yeah.
instead of feeling happy for you. And so you will feel that energy difference in your home.
No, I have felt it. That's why I was like, "You're right, Bo." Um, because like last week I was so like extra high vibrational, like I had good energy. And then as it got closer to the day, like I felt the energy go down. So I could definitely feel it. So you're right. I should salt around the house. I just didn't know that I had to do it like monthly. That's all. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. This is really interesting, Christina. I don't usually get this kind of message, but I literally just saw, I don't know what your feelings are, but I just saw Jesus step forward and hand you a Bible. And he said, it's time. Have you been thinking about reading the Bible lately?
Um, no. I mean, I have a Bible. I do a Bible verse every day. I mean, I talk to him every day. I
And you do a
literally,
Bible verse every day?
yeah, I have it on my phone.
Oh,
It gives and it does, but the Bible verse it's like a daily Bible verse.
that's not what he's talking. Okay, so what he's talking about is that's all nice and everything, but he wants you to go into the book. See, if you talk to Jesus every day, but you're kind of getting secondhand messages from him. Do you know what I mean? He has to go through
Um,
somebody else to give you a message. I'm like, why is Jesus showing up? Sometimes I get scared to say something like that to you because I don't know what your religion is, right? You could be like all devotional to Buddha or Muhammad or something. I don't know. I just know that I have
no,
Jesus showing up, giving you the Bible, saying it's time. He's not in an app. He's not in a Bible verse. He's in that book. And if you've been asking to get closer or wanting to get closer to God, then open your book Just say to him, God, what is your message for me today? And then open the book. And wherever it opens, point and start reading. Sometimes you're only going to read a chapter, or a paragraph. Sometimes you're going to read the whole chapter. You will be led to read what your soul needs at that moment.
You want to know honestly why I haven't read it? And obviously Jesus can hear my thoughts, so I'm sure he's going to tell me that I'm a fool for it, but um I'm afraid I'm not going to understand what I'm reading.
God, yeah.
That's why I
Um,
haven't done it.
so you're making your choice not to read the Bible based on fear.
Yeah.
That's the devil in your head, just so you know. That's how the devil talks to you. He sounds like a thought that interrupts the rest of your thoughts. The devil will talk to you using fear to make you make choices and decisions based on fear. Because if you make choices and decisions based on fear, you line up with more fear. Jesus is
Amen.
coming in saying that he's got that book for you. And that if you read that, you make that choice based on him. If you put your trust in him, before you open that book, you say, Jesus, I need you to talk to me and give me something that I will understand. Show me a passage or give me a Bible verse today that I will understand, that will resonate with me. Show me that verse, but speak it the way that you need to speak it to get the clarity that you need. So if you find it having a hard time of reading those Bible verses, tell him. He will know which verse to send you. I promise you, he will. It's really magical the way that works.
Well, I know he's guiding me and leading me, and I trust him, so I'll do it.
Aw, see, once in a very blue moon does Jesus show up and give a message to somebody. All
Yeah,
I
I've never seen that happen before. I'm almost in tears.
Sweetie, when you've been through the kind of pain and trauma that you've been through, and you still choose to love, and you still choose to be a good person, and you choose to heal, and you go out there and you use that trauma to heal yourself and help other people heal, you become an extraordinary message of hope and
Hmm.
healing that Jesus will use to help other people as well. He's very much working with you and guiding you along the way. Sorry, I just got a she muted herself and guiding you along the way. But he's making me feel like you have advanced enough now that you don't need those.
Daily Bible verses.
Yes, he wants you to have it straight from the horse's mouth, not my mouth, his.
Yeah.
Because you are being guided by him specifically. He needs you to know that. Aw.
You told me that the day I got rear-ended,
What?
that I'm learning from him.
Hmm. Isn't that funny? Well, he's showing up again. Just showing me how proud he is of you, and that the next step is that you get familiar. See, you've told yourself for so long that you're not going to understand the Bible that you haven't even tried. Maybe it's time to say, show me what I will understand. And then the more that you read it and the more you understand, the more you're going to want to read it, the more you will understand. The more familiar you get with the language written in the Bible, the more familiar you will be able to understand what is being delivered to you. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. He's pulling his energy back. Timmy's just, oh, you know what I just saw? I saw him scoop up that little boy. He's like, I promise you, he's with me. Mm. But this boy does like to eat, Jesus said. So you better keep cooking because they can't hardly keep him fed on that side.
No, actually, that's what I was gonna tell you before he came through. Timmy was my go-to not picky boy. He would eat anything. And Sharif was my picky child. So,
Well, his message came through food today. He's like, keep cooking, mama. I love it because they taste what you taste.
yeah.
Oh, he's pulling his energy back, hon. I hope that that was helpful.
Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Wow, that was really a first. I've never seen Jesus come through a reading before.
Not like that. Holy.
No, wow.
He just said in my head, it won't be the last time. It will not be the last time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Brenna, are you ready? Are you ready?
Well, I had a couple of things. Yes, I'm ready, but I had a couple of things. I literally got chills listening to what was her name?
Christina.
Christina. So it was funny when you said that you were afraid to read the Bible because you weren't sure if it was going to make sense to you or if you were going to understand. And it's so funny that I was just gifted a Bible by a pastor that we reached out to help with marital counseling. And I was like so nervous to open it up because I hadn't read it since seventh grade. And as soon as I cracked it open, I couldn't stop reading. And I was afraid of the same things. Like, is this going to resonate? Am I going to understand? And as soon as I read like the entire chapter of Luke, I was like, oh, I do believe in Jesus. But I was like, I didn't remember that I did, but I did at one point, and then it came back to me. So I just started that journey, Christina, last week, man. So maybe that message was for both of us.
It is, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Spirit groups together the souls that will understand and resonate with the messages being delivered, so that even if it's not you specifically that I'm talking to, but you understand and resonate with that message, it is meant for you just as much as it's meant for the person I'm speaking to. Spirit's really cool that way. You weren't here last
I
week.
had chills. I had chills listening to that, Christina. And I also wanted to say that I'm so sorry for your loss and I'm sending you love, sister. And I will add you in my prayers tonight. You as well, Len.
Thank you.
You guys are so
Yeah.
sweet. All right, Brenna, who do you want to talk to? Because this lady standing behind you, jumping up and down like she's going to have a second death. That's probably rude to say, but is this your grandmother on the other side?
I've got all of my grandmothers on the other side.
This is
And
why
I've
I ask
got
you guys,
my
who do
mother
you,
figure.
pardon?
I've got my mother figure, my aunt. So if she's
Ah.
jumping up and down, it could be aunt.
All I know is it's a lady and it is a mother figure, and
Yep.
that you have so many people around. This is why I ask you guys, who do you want me to connect to? Because you might have 50 people around you, but I only got so much time with you. And this lady is jumping up and down and she's like, me too. My turn, my turn, my turn, my turn, my turn.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do this. All right, both feet flat on the floor.
Oh, okay. I'm outside, so I don't have screaming children. I've got everyone a snack, so hopefully I've got a minute.
Shoot, I just got to pause you for 1 second. My kid's calling me.
All good, babies.
Hello?
Number one.
Let me just text him and say I missed it because I'm working. I told the kid to call me. It's my son's birthday today, so I apologize for this interruption. It's my son's birthday today. He's with his dad. I don't even get to see him. So I asked my dad to call him let me say that better. I asked his dad to ask him to call me when he was done school so that I could say happy birthday, and I forgot I was working. So, I forgot I'm working right now,
I
comma.
forgot I'm working.
I will call him as soon as I'm done work, period. I know, bad. Hey, I forget I'm working. Oh my gosh. Okay,
All good,
let's do
girl.
this.
You're doing God's work. There and here.
All right, here we go. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus.
Tracy, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just
Yeah,
focusing.
I lost you on my Wi-Fi, so I'm gonna change locations to come back inside the house, but to a different spot. Okay.
Carrie, ready?
Yes.
You can hear me? So as she steps forward, right away, she showed me the body scan throughout the body, which is more than one issue or pain throughout the body. She snapped her fingers, which is sudden, unexpected, or traumatic passing. Like, she shows me that the actual transition was very fast. There was definitely some health complications going on beforehand. However, it doesn't feel like they were extraordinarily life-threatening, but then everything just boom, and she's on the other side. Do you understand that? How did she pass? Because she didn't feel any pain.
She was actually one of the first cases of COVID in the US. She was coming through, she'd had cancer and then she was cleared. And then my cousin, who was a school teacher, her assistant teacher came back from China from a wedding, from guess where? From Wuhan, from a wedding,
Yep.
and then and was sick with the flu. Gave it to my cousin. She came down. My aunt, who was my mom, came down to come help my cousin, her daughter-in-law. Got it. Didn't know what it was. Just said, "Oh, it's the sickest I've ever been." My cousin, meanwhile, almost died, but aunt was okay. Went home, and then followed up that she got cancer and died 6 months later.
Now, when you say she got cancer and died, the thing is that at the end of her life, so when they take me through
I'm
their
on
passing, they will make me
babysitter's
feel.
here. Hey, sorry, we're leaving myself because my babysitter just got here. Now I can completely focus.
Okay, so
Hey,
hold on a second.
oh,
She's slowing me down. She's like, hold on, hold on. Okay, so when we connect, your loved ones take me through their passing from their experience, not yours, which means that I will feel and experience what they felt and experienced as they transition the physical world. She's showing me she felt no pain. She's showing me that she was probably not able to communicate before she passed or was in a coma or something like that because she had no pain whatsoever. She just on the other side, or you guys drugged her up really good because she's like, I was good, no pain.
She had no pain. Sorry, I was trying to take these earbuds out. Now they're upstairs. Yes, she passed with no pain. I mean, she literally did. I talked to her the day that she was passing. We had a conversation in the hospital. We FaceTimed. I was able to say what I wanted to her. My cousin called and let me talk to her, and she just said, like, this is it, B. I'm crossing over.
And she said she had no pain.
Yeah, she was fine. She said she was comfortable and she was ready to go.
She's emphasizing that to you again. She's like, sweetie, I didn't feel any pain. I was good. My transition was really quick. She watched over you during the birth as well. She's talking about a hard birth. Now, I know you told me that you had two babies here when we first started, but
It
so
was my last baby, my boy.
and there was some complications when he was born because she said that they all stayed there with you. Now, when I say all, she's got all your grandparents over there as well, but she's there and she said they all watched over you during this birth.
Yep. They gave me the epidural wrong and I felt everything.
Oh, sweetie.
And it was a
Cesarean? I
C-section.
was
So it
gonna
was
say it's a
terrible.
cesarean too, because she's
Yeah.
like,
I was
yeah, it ain't no
basically like
natural birth.
Braveheart. I was basically literally Mel Gibson in Braveheart. Felt the whole thing.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I thought I was going to die and didn't.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so your aunt has a sense of humor, just so you know.
She's one of the funniest women I've ever known.
Because what did she just say? It's not an accident in the order that these messages came through. She's like, I actually died. I felt no freaking pain. We got that. We got that on record, right? Now you lived. You felt all of it, my dear. You thought you were going to die and you felt every single second of it, but she felt nothing. Teasing you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
She's so proud of you, girl. She's like showing me my symbol for being very proud of somebody, but she's literally putting on the ape suit. This is when they beat their chest like this, that's my symbol for pride. And when they put on that ape suit, that's just like overemphasizing how proud they are of you. And when I'm asking why, I saw multitasking times three. It's almost like you are a stay-at-home mom and you're working and going to school and like I don't know what this is, but I got three things going on all at the same time. Do you know what she's talking about?
Um, well, managing, uh, we had to relieve ourselves of, we divorced my husband's family about a month ago. Um, so we dealt with that, managed through that, and then started the business. And then, or yeah, working on starting the business. And then obviously I'm raising the three kids and making sure that they're all good and taken care of.
Interesting. So you are a stay-at-home mom. You're working on a business that is at home, but also somewhere else. What does that mean? This business that you're working on, do you have a location for that? Because I got two
No,
locations.
I literally just bought the name. It's the last week. It's the Rocky Mountain Family, where your friends are your family. And that's what I was talking to Tammy about. And she was saying I needed to share that with you because the goal is to basically help kids learn how to be good community members. And like that's going to be the goal of the YouTube is like, you know, your neighbor across your elderly neighbor across the street, how to show going over and helping them shovel snow, or you know, just taking care of pets, like taking care of each other, taking how to be a good steward to your community, volunteer work and things like that is what we're going to try to show with the YouTube, because I feel like children are neglected right now in a sad world.
That's a beautiful concept. What she just showed me is the penny concept. Have you ever seen the penny concept?
Mm-mm.
So it's like it might feel like it's starting off very slow, but it's kind of like every month it's going to double. It's like the first month you get a penny, the second month you get two pennies, the third month you get four, then you get eight. And pretty soon, by the time a year comes by or 2 years come by, it's doubling every single month. So while that doubling might feel very small in the beginning and take a little time to build up, by the time this business is ready to launch, and it feels like within about, not ready to launch, ready, yeah, ready to launch. That's why I'm seeing three, because a single mom, not single mom, sorry, stay at home mom working on this business now, but then it branches out into something even bigger after that. See the spiritual emphasis? They just lit my camera up like that. Spiritual
Yeah.
emphasis. So
Well,
there's
you scared me when you said single mom because there were some scary times, like in these past couple of months, where my mother-in-law was trying to get my husband to leave me. So you scared me when you just said,
it's not an accident, right? Every time I think it's a slip of the tongue, but it's not. So you talked about you and your husband divorcing his family. And so here's the thing. Sometimes if you're praying for your marriage to get stronger, sometimes the only way to make it stronger is to make it worse. Because when you make it worse, then your husband can see,
I
he
know
had
I
to
heard you
see
telling Lynn. Yeah, I heard you were
this,
saying the same thing to Lynn about her situation. I was listening.
when it gets worse,
Bet
then you're
worse, it's to get
inspired to
better.
do better.
And I will say that I love him more today than I did a month ago once he got rid of his mom. No offense to all the moms out there. And I'm a mom, but
Well,
she was
here it
terrible.
is. It's temporary. It is temporary. We never divorce our family members forever. We separate ourselves from the toxic energy until it's not forever, it's until. If and when she can offer positive, loving energy for you guys and your children, then of course your grandbabies would be better off having their grandma in their life. So it's until, it's not forever. And it's important that you remember that.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm totally on board. We gave her like ample opportunities to change her ways and she only got worse.
Absence makes
So
the heart go
I'm
fonder because it feels like there's a very controlling energy around those grandbabies. It's almost, is that what the problem is? She's telling you what to do and how to do it and whatnot? Because I can feel the
no,
control.
that told Brandon to like divorce me. Like she wanted him to like leave. So I'm talking to Tracy Horsman, sorry, having a session. Oh, uh, and Sabrina's down there doing, would you want to stay in here with Tracy? She's the one that said that your dad, the babies are good. They're with Sabrina. Okay. And then why don't you come back up? Oh, it's my husband. I guess he's off work.
It is very precise timing as we are speaking about him.
I know.
Boom, there he shows up. It's their
Yeah,
way.
back up here because you told me 4 years ago that his dad had a message for him.
It's funny, I was going to ask who the father figure is. Did his dad smoke as well?
Not quite sure. I never met Mike. He passed when Brandon was 15.
I can smell cigarette smoke all around
But
him.
Aunt smoked. So if Aunt is still hanging around, that's why you smell the cigarettes.
Soon as you start talking about the dad, though, he saluted me, and there's two father figures standing there. So the salute is my symbol for a connection with the uniform, fire,
Yep. He
military,
served
ambulance.
in the Air Force, and so did Papa, who I'm also very close to. That's my grandfather. He is my best friend. Both my best friends are on the other side, Aunt and Papa.
It's funny. So you said bring his father forward, and your grandfather's like, "What about me? I'm coming with you."
So what does Papa have to say? I hope he's proud of me because it's been hard, but I've been thinking about him.
He said he gave you horse blinders. Horse blinders, which is very important for you to look forward, not back. He said, remember Lot's wife. Ooh, that's a message.
Lot's wife. Okay,
Yes.
write that down.
So I'll tell you a quick version. A line your family members are like, does she even freaking see us? I'm like, yes, we're coming to you next. It's okay. Don't worry. Okay, hold on. Lot's wife. So what Lot's wife is, you ever heard the story of Sodom and Gomorrah where he turned the whole city to salt because they were so perverse and bad and blah, 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 blah?
Yes, and I also heard you tell Christina something about salt. What was that? A salt bath once a month?
No, to salt around your perimeter. It's like a barrier, a protection. When you salt around your house, then nothing that is negative or evil or lower vibrational can cross that salt line.
Okay, so I'm just gonna circle my whole house in salt. Okay, and then
I'm
we'll get the
guessing
copper. And then we'll get the copper wires from Tammy.
the copper wires is different. That's for
Joking.
electroculture.
Just
But
saying, I'll have
anyway,
the copper wires. I'm gonna have the salt. Anyways, interrupted. Lot's wife. Yes, Sodom and Gomorrah.
so when they're giving you blinders and
Yeah.
telling you, remember Lot's wife. Now, the story of that goes that when God was about to turn that whole city of Sodom and Gomorrah into salt, right?
Hmm.
It's because the whole city had become so evil and whatnot. But he gave word, I don't remember who Lot's, or I mean, he gave word to Lot and his wife and his family and said, listen, this is what I'm going to do. So you have to get out of the city. I'm telling you right now to go and do not look back. Do not look back. Do not try to go back in any way, shape, or form.
You know, in 2018, I told you that I saw you in 2021. In 2018, I started to get feelings that we needed to get out of the States, and I didn't know why.
Okay, but hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. Tell me the
Mhm.
end. I'm almost through this. I don't want to forget it.
Because
So
you're
in
making.
that, what?
Now I'm here. I'm like, I'm feeling sick, like listening to it. Go ahead.
Okay, because in that story, the family they leave, right? So they do what God said, but Lot's wife looked back. Not just looked
Mm,
back, she tried to go back. She was in panic, she looked back and
probably else.
immediately was turned into a pillar of salt. So when you say to your grandfather, what is your message for you? And he shows me horse blinders and tells you, remember Lot's wife. That tells me that the message he has for you is to keep looking forward and remember, do not look backwards. No matter how much it hurts, don't look back. Just keep looking forward because if you look back, they're going to pull you back into the same shit they are in. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
As far as the situation with your ex-husband, or why do they keep saying that?
Oh, but please stop. You're scaring me to death.
It doesn't mean that. It doesn't
Okay.
mean that you guys are getting a divorce, and that's not the way that I see this going down. It's the energies, you understand. As we talk about what's in the past, he would have been an
Yes.
ex. Had you looked back, I would have seen ex-husband. That's why they're telling you keep looking forward. As you
Yeah.
keep looking forward, he's your husband. There's positivity and love in the future. And if your in-laws are supposed to be a part of that, then they will join you in that future. They're not in the past. Don't look to the back, look to the future.
Yes.
Your aunt just pushed them all away and said back to me because she's only got a few more minutes. And she's like, so she's been sending you ladybugs and flies. Do you
Oh
understand the
my God.
ladybugs and
And ladybugs everywhere.
the ladybugs are from her because she's a lady. She's
And
literally,
I'm like, what is going on with all these flies?
well, flies. See, spirit has to line you up with a sign or a symbol that will deliver the message that they're trying to give you because they don't have a meat suit to be able to say, hey, I love you. I'm right here with you. I'm a fly on the wall.
I know.
So they line you up with flies so that you know they are a fly on the wall, that they're not missing a single thing.
So they're feeling good about this business then?
Yes,
What?
they're
Said she had one more thing. She came back. What was it? Or is that
pardon me?
all the ladybugs and the flies? You said she only had one more minute. Is that all she wanted to say?
She gave you salt. Have you been having migraines or headaches? Because my head started hurting and then she gave you salt. It's the electrolytes. So Celtic sea salt, not table salt. Table salt is poison, but Celtic sea salt. If you're having a migraine, you can do Atlantic sea salt, any kind of sea salt. If you're having a migraine or something or a headache, just take a little bit of sea salt, not table salt. Table salt is poison. There's a difference, big difference. Sea salt contains a huge amount of electrolytes in it. Those electrolytes will kill a migraine in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Her message for you is that she hears everything that's going on, that sometimes she's saying you've got to just listen a little bit more and chill. She's telling you to chill and to just open your ears for the messages, because sometimes it feels like she's showing me rapid fire communication, that you guys used to talk back and forth so much, like blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah, that you're still expecting that kind of communication
I
and she can't
know.
talk that fast to you now.
Does she want me to write? Because you told me 4 years ago that I was sensitive. And I was also told by these other ladies at Squiggly Pig that that is in the form of writing. Have you heard of Squiggly Pig here in Airdrie? If not, you and Tammy should check it out. I told Tammy about it. But they told me that my gift in writing, and I've actually been songwriting a lot, and I've been thinking about writing a book. Aunt had a book she was going to write, and she had a title, but she didn't have the book. And now I've got the book and I've got her title, but I'm trying to decide. See, this is what the difficulty is that my brain is pulling me in two different ways. Towards, like, I know it all is under the same umbrella,
Sweetie,
but
stop
I
for a
do the
second.
music.
Listen, listen,
Yeah,
listen, listen.
yeah.
Your loved ones bring through messages, and I don't always know what they mean because I'm not in your life. I understand. This is why I call them puzzle pieces, because the puzzle pieces don't change just when you don't understand them. They'll just keep telling me them until they fit, until they make sense. You just made sense. What did your aunt say earlier? She said you got three things going on. You've got your children, you're a stay-at-home mom, you've got the business you are trying to build, and she was emphasizing that there was something else going on as well. There
Oh, the
it is.
songs.
That's it. You're supposed to write that. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Now I understand the message. You're a stay-at-home mom. You've got
Yeah.
this business that you were trying to build. She was showing me the penny theory, which is that it's going to take time to build to something that will sustain you. And that's going to give you plenty of time in the meantime to work on the book at the same time. You
So
can
that's what it's about. So starting the business first and then the book, or I do
The
it both.
book and the business are going side by side. It's not one or the other. It's both.
Okay.
She's saying the business is going to take you time to develop. It's not like you're going to start this business and it's going to be mass successful within a year. It might take 3 years or 4 years. In that time, you can baby step working towards it and write a little bit of your book every day and be a single mom. You can do all three at once.
I'm not a single mom. You're scaring me.
I keep saying single mom, but here, okay, so when I said single mom, she said that's not an accident, and she just told me why she keeps saying that. I understood now.
Mm,
Because you're not single, but sometimes you take on the responsibility like you are.
mm,
Do you understand that?
mm-hmm.
Sometimes you are doing all of the work and you're not delegating enough. And that makes you feel like you have so much responsibility on your shoulders. And it feels like being a single parent. They're telling you to delegate. That's why it came out when we're talking about the three jobs that you have. It comes out as single parent because you can't do it if you're by yourself, but you're not by yourself, are you? You can do this. And it's that simple switch that they want you to understand. It's not that they're saying you're going to be single, it's that they're saying you're not single. Hello, you are not single. You got help. You can do all of this at the same time. You couldn't
I
be,
just hired all those babysitters. Wait, I could have just what?
you could have just put all your focus and attention on this business and try to force it to be more successful than it's going to be. Um, but you can't force something to be ready until it's ready. It's like you can plant an apple tree and you can try to force it to grow in a month, but it's not gonna, is it? It will produce fruit eventually. You don't want to stop watering it and feeding it and nurturing it because it will produce a fruit eventually. But it can't be the only thing you're focused on, because if that's the only thing you're focused on, then that book's never going to get written. And if you try to put all your energy on building this business, no matter how much you force it, it's just going to stress you out and pull your vibration down and make you feel like a failure. You see what I'm saying? So the
Yeah.
best thing you can do is to put a little bit of focus on this, and then when that stops moving, put a little bit of focus over here on your book. And to delegate to your husband. He needs to step up and do a few more things around the house as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot.
She said she looked in the future, and just to make sure, because she doesn't want you to be scared in any way, shape, or form, she said divorce is not in your future. If that man was going to divorce you, he would have done it by now.
Oh,
If
good. That's what I think too.
if he was going to leave you, he would have done it when his mama told him to, not
Mhm.
after you pushed her out of the way. He's invested in you and in your family. And I think you need to remember that. You hiring those babysitters, you had his support, but it feels like before you hired them, you weren't sure if if he would even go along with that. You see what I'm saying? You are not a single mama. Delegate, and she's helping you along the way. But I do see the 3 ventures you're supposed to be working on for the next few years.
Yeah, and and that's why I've stalled is I have quite a few songs that I've written. I'm from Nashville, so I've always been like very attached to music, and it was funny because I met Jelly Roll in like 2004. It's like this Lil White album release party, and he's the same age as me. And then I saw him like just getting like new artists last year, and I was like, oh, I thought we were too old to be successful in artistry. And then I was like, oh, wait, well, if he's doing it, we're the same age, maybe. But I've got all these kids, and I just realized it doesn't matter. Like if there's something you're supposed to get out, then you're supposed to get it out. But that's where I'm trying to decide if the book, because I have so much to say. Um,
Steps, baby steps, one little piece at a time. If you get up one day and all your energy is on that book, put it all on that book. The next day you have no interest in that and you want to work on the business, do that. You have all the time that you need. But your aunt is like, okay, one more validation, and then she's got to pull her energy back. She's talking about going trick or treating with the kids.
mhm.
Something about their Halloween costumes. She's like, are you thinking of putting them in very, she's like thanking you for not putting them in evil costumes. Like she's showing me innocent costumes, that we don't do the evil stuff here. We're doing the innocent good stuff.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, we celebrate Halloween, but in a happy way. Like we
That's
do.
what she's saying.
Yeah, yeah, we do the
And
goofy, fun stuff. Like
the
we're
girls,
Little Mermaid.
are the girls going to be similar costumes? I'm seeing 2 costumes similar and one
Yeah,
different.
Ariel and Ursula.
There we go. See, I can't know that. She knows that.
Yeah,
She is there
and
with you.
Cooper's the crab.
She's with you. She's telling you to just calm your energy down a little bit and to invest all of that energy into whichever path feels right that day. That neither one of these paths are going to be at a period of completion for a couple of years or yet. That you don't want them to be when your babies are young. If it got too successful, you wouldn't be able to handle that success with what's going on right now. But you can work on it a little bit by little bit by little bit. That's how baby steps add up to a giant leap. It's like you can't get from the bottom of the staircase to the top of the staircase in one step. You have to take baby steps. You see them lighting that up when I say that too?
Yeah, we have to take baby steps, but I'm also just wanting some like financial security outside of just my husband's job. And so that's the thing is that I'm wanting to like bring in more income to the family, but I'm also the one raising the 3 babies, like, and so
So you've got to form your question properly. When you said that, she's like, "So what's the problem? You just haven't asked. You're too busy thinking about what the struggle is instead of asking for what you need." The thing is, don't ask for money. Never ask for money
Hmm.
because money is controlled by the devil. What you
Hmm.
ask for is what you need the money for. What do you need the money for? Well, you
Well,
need
to get, well, I mean, I guess we don't really need money. We just need like a little bit of money just for the house. But
don't
I
ask
don't
for money.
necessarily need money. I'm not like dying for money for
This
any.
is the thing. If you're asking for money, see, sometimes you'll think, well, I need money in order to do what I need to do, but that's not true. What do you need the money for? And as soon as you start thinking about what you need the money for and you ask God for what you need the money for, it will show up in a different way. You don't actually need money for that. But if you're asking for money, 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 money only, because you think that's what you need to get what you need, then the devil controls that, so it makes it harder. Where if you just say, God, thank you for paying my rent this month. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I know you're paying it. Boom. It's paid. And you didn't need money to do it. Somebody else will step in and pay it for you, or something like that will happen. You see what I mean? You didn't have to say, send me money so I can get childcare. You just said, give me a babysitter. Boom, there it comes in. And then the money will come in to pay for the babysitter.
That's essentially what I'm talking about.
The thing you have to do is just to get specific with your thoughts. And when you get up in the morning, say thank you to all my loved ones on the other side and God for sending me. These are the things that I need today. It's about identifying what tools and supports you need so that they can send them to you. They're not allowed to override your free will and decide and send you things before you ask. But when you ask, you shall receive. So if you get up every single day and you're like, okay, I need some paint to redo this wall, I need some contractors to help me do these renovations, I need a new car, I need blah, 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 and you're specific with what you ask for, they will deliver it to you. So don't
Guys,
worry
well,
about
I
the money.
need a desk to write my book, and I need a water fountain to distract my mind, and I need some paint because I want to paint these walls because this is where I'm going to write the book.
And as you're saying
And
that,
I just
done,
got this
done,
bed.
done.
I just got this bed. That's like my dream bed, and this is where I'm going to do my writing is in here.
See? That's perfect. Keep asking for those things and they will keep delivering them. You are not on your own. She loves you very much. And
Brandon,
she,
I need you. I think he's avoiding coming in here.
who?
My husband.
That's
I like I told you. You told me specifically 4 years ago that he had a message that he needed to hear from his dad, and he never got it. Hi, Brandon.
Well, unfortunate, honey. Here's the thing.
Oh,
Then. I only have so much
oh, it's
time with you
there.
guys here. Pardon?
Oh, all good. I'm walking next to him. He can ignore us all we want. But I remember you just said that Papa and Mike like gave this salute.
And I can feel them behind there. The thing is that I only get so much time with you guys here. You know what
Nope.
I mean? So I can't, if I go into trying to read him now, I'm going to be another 15, 20
Um,
minutes.
Mike have anything to say like to me or no? I didn't know.
His dad?
His dad.
It's funny, they saluted again. His dad's in uniform, right? Every time I connect to him, I see him salute.
Yes.
And then he gave you the shotgun, which is my symbol of protection. And he said, let his son know that he's very proud of him for standing up for his wife and his family. And his message is to remind your husband that this is temporary. It's not forever. It's only until mom gets that she can't be a nuisance in his marriage. That it's only until she's going to be I don't want to say it that way, but he's saying that she understands her place in this relationship. She's not the mama. I'm seeing the dinosaurs thing. Not the mama, not the mama, not the mama. From so long ago, that just aged me. But anyway, I don't even know if you know what I'm talking about
I,
there.
I wonder if my husband watched dinosaurs when he was little because I did.
You did or you didn't?
Yeah, I did. I watched
Okay.
dinosaurs. I remember not the mama.
You
Yeah.
understand that. So it feels like his mom was trying to be the mama here, and his dad is just saying he's very proud of his son for being the man of his family and giving him reassurance that it's not forever. It's hard to be disciplining your parents sometimes. You feel like a bad kid, but you're not, because his first responsibility is to you and those babies. So his dad is very proud of him and said to him that it's temporary. Don't worry. Mom will figure it out. She wants to be in those babies' lives. So when she comes to you and says, I will do better, give her another chance because she's family. But wait until she acknowledges what she has to change, and then you give her that chance. And
That,
if he signs up here and he comes to have a message, I will give him my undivided attention for 20 minutes.
oh, it's fine. Yeah, no, thank you. No, yeah, that's the thing is that, sometimes all you need is an apology, but people have to give it.
Yes, you can't change what you don't acknowledge. So if
Mm,
somebody harms you, it's funny. Jesus said, if somebody smites you and hurts you and then asks for forgiveness, you forgive them. If they hurt you 17 times and they ask for forgiveness 17 times, you forgive them 17 times. But you don't let them come back in unless and until they have apologized and admitted or acknowledged what they've done. You
And
always give them a chance to make amends. But if you see that their behavior hasn't changed, you push them away.
and speaking of these babies being number one, are there any vibes you're getting about the children or any messages from spirit about the children?
They're just,
I know you said, I think Papa hangs out with Cooper.
well, they all do, very much so. So when you ask me a message like that, all your loved ones try to jump forward and I got to push them back again.
Uh,
These messages sometimes are tricky for me because I get to have a whole hour with you guys. Normally, I don't get that here on these groups, right? That's why I try to focus on just one or two souls because otherwise I get
oh, sorry. Well, the
surrounded.
babies can't speak, can't pay you and see you.
No, no, no. What I'm trying to say is that they can't all talk to me at once. When you
Oh, yeah.
asked that, they said that they're watching over the kids, they're going trick or treating with them. I saw somebody teething and somebody potty training right now.
Hmm.
And I saw toast. Somebody likes toast or a lot of bread. What do your kids eat?
So wait, that's what we're trying to figure out is I'm trying to figure out what Coco actually enjoys. So that's funny that you mentioned that. Are they suggesting toast? Because it's so hard to find something that kid wants to eat.
Yeah, I'm seeing the little toast strips. Like, when you cut off the crust and you make little strips for them. I used to do that with
Hmm.
my kids when they were little. That's what they're feeding them.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
I
and Cooper
know,
Thomas is teething.
he is teething.
Mm.
Yeah. Aw. All I know is they're very much around you, watching over you, showing you the signs and symbols of things all around you, the coins and the feathers, and you're getting it. You feel their presence all around you, so keep acting on that. Their message for you as they're pulling their energy back is to recognize that yes, your gifts are developing and to continue to take baby steps. Your aunt just said the only downfall you have is that you want to start on step A and end on and go from step A to step G.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You got to go from A to B and you have to see the progress in that. If you go from A to B and you start beating up on yourself that you didn't go from A to G, then you're not going to take C and D and E. You're just going to stand there feeling like a fool for not being able to do the whole thing. Pride yourself on the baby steps because those baby steps add up. And before you know it, you're at the top of the
So
staircase.
took a baby step today when I was on the phone with your sister and I bought your book because I was like,
Oh,
I have to figure out how to develop these sensitivities.
well,
So will the book help me? I don't know. Tammy told me to get the book.
well, the book literally just, I call it my Helen Keller moments. So the book describes how I started piecing it together that the dead were actually talking to me.
Hmm.
So it hopefully will give you a little bit of clarity there.
You did say when we met 4 years ago that I came from a very trauma past, like the same as you, and you said you saw one of the biggest angels you had ever seen, like behind me, and I was like, oh, I remember being like, oh, and you were like, oh no, that just means you're protected, and I was like, oh,
And then you show up on a day that Jesus shows up.
and I'm telling you right now, you told me that Michael was behind me that day,
Yeah.
the Archangel Michael, and you said that he only comes for like specific people that had a lot of bad stuff. And I was
Usually
like, yeah.
people that had a lot of trauma in their past.
Mm-hmm.
If they heal it, they're warriors in training, but you don't
And
get
that's
to
what I'm
get,
trying to be.
then
You
you
helped me
just
4 years ago more than you know.
baby steps, sweetie. Baby steps. Warriors aren't trained overnight. It is baby step after baby step. But I got to pull back from you now
Yeah,
because
go ahead.
the other lady's loved ones are now
No,
surrounding
Lynn,
me.
Christina, love you guys. Thank you for letting me have my moment. Love y'all so
My
much.
my son's story is at the end of her book.
Yes, it
Oh,
is. It's the last
A
story in
part
her.
of it.
what? Your son's story, Christina?
Yep, it's in there.
And what's his name? So I recognize it.
Timmy.
Timmy.
Timmy?
Yeah, Timmy.
Got it. I will definitely pay attention for that.
Awesome.
I
All
see his
right,
picture
sweetie.
right here when you're talking, Christina. Oh,
All right, sweetheart. I hope that that was helpful. I'm going to pull back now, but I know I'll be seeing you again. Now that you know we're here, you can come back again.
love y'all. Thank you.
Love you too. All right. Align. Let me tell you, all your loved ones are like standing there going like this, going, does she even see us? Like, what do we have to do here? And then towards the end, they started like crouching in so bad that I started having like hot flashes. I think you feel that too, because they will make me feel what you feel sometimes. Have you had little hot flashes every once in a while?
I'm just always really, really hot.
Well, you think that. But sometimes when spirit steps forward, very often, you get really hot because love is warm. See, we think when somebody passes, if there's dead people around, it gets cold. Mm-mm. If there's evil around you, you will feel cold. But when your loved ones show up, you get really, really hot. And so the fact that they did that to me and told me that they're doing that to you too, you just think you're getting hot sometimes. No, you're not. That's them letting you know that they're with you and giving you their love. You're feeling them wrap their arms around you. All right, my friend, who is it that you want me to connect to?
Um, my best friend mom, not like she's like my soul sister with kids.
Let me see if I understood that correctly. Your best friend's mom?
No, I have like one of my closest friends, and we have a whole relation that's pretty parallel. And I have like my mom's best friend, my friend who has kids, and yeah, so she's my friend,
We're talking
one of
about
my
one
best
soul
friends.
here. Okay.
Yeah. She's one of my best friends, and we have our relation with our kids, like
I
the
see.
mom relation. Yeah.
Got yeah. She's tickled pink, actually. She literally showed me pink. She's like, oh, I'm here. Okay, are you ready to do this?
Yeah, I'm in my car, so my feet are okay. Is this floor okay, or does it have to be
It's
outside?
all good. Your soul, as long as you're sitting still, I can feel it through the earth. If your feet are on the ground, I feel it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and then I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, what is this lady's name?
Rachel,
Sorry?
Rachel, Rachel, Rachel.
Rochelle? Okay. Because as she steps forward, she's singing the song, Say My Name, Say My Name. I can't sing, but she's like literally telling me, singing that song, Say My Name, Say My Name, Say My Name, Say My Name, telling me, I think she's telling you to talk about her. But hold on a second. That was a weird stepping forward. She's very excited to be here. Like I said, tickled pink. Very glad that she's not dead anymore. The thing is that I tell people all the time that when they exit the physical body, they are not dead and gone. They're still here. They're just invisible. We treat them like like they're dead because we stop talking about them, or we stop including them in our day-to-day lives. She's telling you to say her name, to include her in your life. That's probably why. If you have a connection with her kids as well, she wants to help you with this stuff. Now, as far as her passing goes, what I know is that she's feeling a lot better. She showed me my symbol for diagnosis, and I see my my breath is like I'm having a hard time catching my breath. I got some dizzying thoughts, but then she's very much communicating through music as well, because now she's using the song "Fighter" by Christina Aguilera, which is like she fought through something. The thing is, because she's showing me dizzying thoughts, I'm not sure if she's actually talking about fighting through an illness or she's fighting through depression or something like that. Because she's showing me those spinning thoughts, and that she feels so much better on that side. How do you understand that?
He was having a really hard time with like all aspects.
Got ya.
Yeah.
She said, don't ask for me to clarify that. I'm not gonna, because we all know what we're talking about. I'm like, I don't know what I'm talking about. She's like, she does. That's all I care. She needs you to know that she's okay now, that she feels so much better. She wants you to say her name. Have you not talked about her or talked a lot? Like, I don't know why she keeps saying that. Slow this down.
I feel I do.
I call them puzzle pieces, right? Because they're randomly specific. They might sound kind of random, but they're very specific to things going on in your world. So when you said, I think you do, or I think I do, did you just talk about her recently? Like, was she just on your conversation? Like, it came up and stuff after not talking about her for some time or not? That's what she's talking about. They will line you up with the people or the situations that will get you to feel their presence. So she was there when you were talking about her. She was there. She's like, say my name, say my name. I'm right here. I'm not dead. I am absolutely right here with you. You've been seeing the flies, you've been seeing the feathers everywhere, the birds. Do you understand those birds? Do you know what?
No, not really. But I am seeing feathers. But they're like my pillow feathers.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. Birds have a connection with feathers. Feathers have a connection with angels. Angels symbolize guidance and protection. Feathers will show up when you are being guided and protected from the other side. Your friend doesn't have a physical body to let you know that here in the physical world anymore. So she has to line you up with the sign or the symbol that will represent the message she's trying to deliver to you. That message is that, so you have a connection to her kids as well. That's what those feathers mean, is that what she wants you to know is that all you have to do is ask the question and she will give you the answer. So if you want to help her kids, then you say, okay, how do I help your kids? What is it that you need me to do for them? And then bam, it's going to come into your head. You're going to know that immediately. You're going to see it here, and then you will be able to go do whatever it is they need. That's her communicating with you. That's why you keep seeing the feathers, because it feels like you're trying to guide and help her kids. Do you understand that?
I just don't know what to do.
What do you mean?
Um,
When you say that, she shows me this, which is struggle or challenge. It feels like well, this usually means struggle or challenge in a relationship, but it doesn't necessarily mean romantic relationship. She's emphasizing the struggle or challenge. What does that mean?
I'm not sure. Um, her passing is very recent. I would kind of like to know what happened.
I got you.
But she was going to like the very first steps of a divorce, like a separation. So I haven't reached out to him, even though we have a good relation, like a relation of just the spouse of my friend. I haven't reached out, so that means I haven't reached out to the kids.
I understand what she's trying to say now. I got goosebumps up and down my whole body. She knows what you're thinking. She can hear your thoughts, you understand. And so that's why she's showing me this struggle or challenge in a relationship because they were getting divorced. So that makes it harder for you to go to him and say her name. It makes it harder for you to go to him and express your love for him and the kids or whatever because you don't have no love for him. She said. Not that you don't have no love for him. You have empathy right now, though.
Yeah.
That's why she's saying, say my name, say my name, say my name. That's why she's sending you the feathers because it's not an accident in the order that the messages get delivered in and who comes to these messages or to these groups, right? I said it before that spirit will group together the souls that can resonate with the messages being delivered. And the messages being delivered here, we're telling you to ask them for what you need and they will help line it up for you. Right? So if you feel like you need that clarity from her or you don't know how to help, you just say, okay, show me what to do. How do I want to be able to connect with your kids, but I'm not exactly sure how to do that. Guide me through it. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be in the right place at the right moment at the right time. I keep seeing you like bumping into each other or like it's hard to explain how she's going to line that up, but she will guide you through that. You got to ask her. She's not dead. She's still here. Now, when you say recent, I felt so recent I could taste it. I literally felt the blood and I can feel the distorted energy around her passing. Distorted energy comes from pain, grief, and trauma around somebody's passing. I call it distorted energy because grief and pain distort the energy field, kind of like water distorts sound. So you can still hear underwater, but it'll sound like this. Do you know what I mean? So if you are feeling all of that grief and trauma around her passing, then the answer is muddled in your mind when you're like, how do I fix this? Do you know what I mean? This is why she's wanting you to just know that she's not gone. She is safe and at peace on the other side. And that okay, slow this down. Distance or space? First of all, couple of things. 3 weeks. How long has she been passed?
Um, two, 2 weeks
Two.
in one day.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's what she's talking about because we're going on the third week now. That's what she showed me. Slow this down. She showed me distance or space. Are the kids in a different place right now, a different city or a different
From
space?
me, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
From myself that I know. I don't know if they're with their dad or not. I haven't spoken to them.
She's giving, this is why I call them randomly specific puzzle pieces, right? Because they're very specific, but I don't, or they're very random but specific to your situation. She showed me that there was a distance or space between you and the kids, but then what she's doing is she's bringing you guys back together like that, she said, like that. But you have to see it. You have to thank her. Oh, do you see her light that up like that? She said, just thank her. Say, thank you, Rochelle, for bringing those babies back into my life. I'm going to reach out to whoever. I'm going to reach out to your husband if I have to. I'm going to thank them for giving me some time with the kids. I'm going to express my condolences. I'm going to thank them. I'm going to thank you and them for letting me see these babies. I'm going to offer my love and say anything I can do, I will do it. Now is not the time to bring up she just said it was between me and him. That reservations that she had with the husband, all of that pain and energy, she goes, forget about that. That's not yours. Offer that love to him. Be a person of support there in that way, and he will let you see those babies. He will turn to you and other people around you for that support. But you've got to have the courage to do that and just ask her because she's there with you, helping you through this. Now, when you say, how did this happen? I taste blood. It feels traumatic. It feels sudden. It feels unexpected. She's showing me the dizzying thoughts and that she's okay on the other side. You don't know at all how she passed?
It was a car accident, but I know her well enough to have too many questions as to how it was possible.
Who was with her in that car?
No one no one from this world, I should say.
She very specifically told me it was not murder. She literally said it was not murder. It was not murder. It was not murder. It was not murder. Now, she's not putting the responsibility around her own shoulders as well. She's not doing that. I don't feel alcohol or drugs. I don't feel like she's under the influence. You understand? Was this a single vehicle accident?
No, she crossed the line and had a head on with another 52-year-old.
That lived.
Yeah, but he's in non-threatening but critical injuries.
Because she said that she's the only one that passed. And I honestly feel like I got heart attack or something coming in. Like either I fall asleep at the wheel or I have heart attack or something like that. Because I do not see it coming. I do not feel anything. I'm on the other side and all my pain is gone. But she's emphasizing again, no foul play. Were you thinking there was foul play on this?
I really thought she took her own life. I didn't think this was I didn't know if it was an accident or not.
Sweetie, she would never do that. She's put her foot down. She literally stomped. She said, "That's crap. I would never do that. I would never do that." She's like, "I know that I was in a lot of pain, but I would never do that to you, to my kids, to my family. I would never do that. It wasn't somebody else's fault. It was not murder. I didn't murder myself and nobody else murdered me." It feels like she fell asleep or something, or like, not even heart attack, because you would feel pain or something, right? I don't even
Well,
see it coming.
she was starting in the first steps of getting tested because she was passing out randomly.
Do you see what I'm saying? And did you see that orb that just ran through your camera right there? That was her, sweetheart. She did not kill herself. She would never do that to you. Ever. You've been seeing the flies all around you as well the last couple of weeks too, hey?
I think so. I don't know.
I know it's really hard to feel those very small signs and symbols when the grief is so fresh. Just know that she's not going to stop sending them. They're just going to intensify. She's choking up. Is her funeral coming up or
Tomorrow.
because she said you better go. This is why I know it hasn't happened yet. She said you better go. You better go.
It's tomorrow.
Were you thinking of or nervous about going?
Not at all. I don't know how I'm going to make it through without doing what I'm doing right now. I think what's surprising is that I never asked my husband to come at all. I just never even thought I'd go with anybody. And for him to take the day off and come with me is very surprising to me. So that's maybe the hiccup around, going. It wasn't just me, my husband too.
See, she's very proud of that, just so you know. She's like, oops, sorry. She goes, "You're welcome. What good is being dead if I can't use my superpowers to help my friend out?" Now, when I tell you let me tell you what those superpowers are. When she's talking to you, she sounds like a thought that interrupts the rest of your thoughts. So she can talk to your husband and he thinks that it's his own thought. He thought that was his idea. That's your
Well,
friend on the other side telling him what to do, what her friend needs.
you can mess with him as much as you want.
Here's the thing, honey. She's been on your mind 24/7 since she passed, right? It's because she hasn't left you. I want you to understand that when you're thinking of her, it's because she's standing right beside you. It is literally impossible for you to think of her if she's not with you. This physical body is made up of a bunch of different sensors that allow you to sense the variations of vibrations of the physical reality. So here's the analogy that I like to use for people. If you have a dog and you come home and you walk in the door and your nose picks up the vibration of poop, your mind goes, "Oh, I've smelt that before. That's poop. I know what that is." Now your eyes look for that poop and you can't see it. Do you say to yourself, "Oh, silly me. There's no poop here. I'm just remembering the smell of poop today"? Do you say that, or do you go, I can smell it. It's here somewhere. Where is it? You know, if your nose is picking up that vibration, that it's there. Well,
Does that mean I'm supposed to get a dog or something?
no, let me hear me out. The reason why I'm giving you that analogy is because your heart is also a sensor. You know how you hear people say that they're in your heart after they passed? Well, when they're around, you pick up their presence through your heart, and your heart translates that vibration as a thought that interrupts the rest of your thoughts, just like you do with smell. So the reason why she's been on your mind 24/7 is because she's standing right here beside you, talking to you 24/7, saying, say my name, say my name. And now she's bossing your husband around, telling him what to do to help you out as well. See how that works? She's like, how could you not know I influenced that? It's a miracle. Best friends for life. I'm hearing soul sisters, and there's actually a song about that. Hey, sister, soul sister. Like, she's very much communicating through music. Do you understand that?
I do, but it's kind of funny because I don't know any music she likes other than like like we went to Ice Cube together, like gangster songs, but we're like the old mums, and we just always laugh because we'd be like the biggest looking nerds, but we're like the biggest, you know, rappers. I don't even know what her favorite song is because I only know like all those ones.
You know what? They don't just use the songs that they knew when they were here in the physical world. They use any song that they can get a hold of that will make you think of them and get the message they're trying to give you. So she will give you a song that lets you know that she is safe and at peace on the other side. She'll give you a song that'll remind you of that concert. So, for example, have you been hearing a bunch of weird rap songs just show up on your radio since she's passed? Like, what the heck is that from?
Not really,
You will.
but I remember the day she passed away. I looked outside and I said, like, can you just give me a sign? And then I just kind of said, like, how the fuck am I going to talk to you now? And I opened my phone, and with an iPhone, you have those memory kind of random pictures. And it was a picture of us in the backyard with our kids. We had a sleepover. So I was like, oh, there you go. Okay.
When you said, I understand why she started with say my name, say my name. Because what the question you just asked, that's what she was answering. How the heck am I going to talk to you right now? Just say my name, sweetheart, and I am with you. She's not gone. She's here now. She's like, come on. Now we're still soul sisters for life. It's just that I'm invisible and I can boss your husband around. What do you want me to do? What do you want him to do? Just let her know. She'll get him to do it. She's like making him rake up all the leaves and stuff and do the lawn. She's like, I can make him do the lawn care for you. Then she's thanking him for taking you there, and she's like, that was her idea. I feel like you didn't even ask him to do it. He decided to do that
No,
for
and
you.
I didn't expect him to do
You
it
know
at all.
why? She said, because it's the least he can do, because you are going to be in a state of grief. She does not want you driving. Do you understand that? That for her, that is a sensitive issue. You didn't have to ask her to help you with that. She made sure on the other side that you were not going to be driving yourself there, because how did she pass? From a driving accident? She ain't going to let the same thing happen to you. So now that she's on the other side, she gets into your husband's head and said, drive her, drive her, drive her. I will haunt you, you son of a bitch. And he's like, okay, I'm driving you. Let's go. She's definitely got a sense of humor.
Yeah, it really does. It was my only time I laughed during the day for like 18 years.
It's not over now. You just have to learn a new language. And isn't that interesting that throughout all these other readings, you were last. And of course, you were going to have to be last because you said you were coming in a little bit late, but You were worried that that would be an obstacle. Instead, that's exactly what you needed. She wanted you to hear everybody else's messages. So, especially like starting with little Timmy's mom down here, the grief she's been through and how much she's healed over the last couple of years, that it is possible to heal through this. She needed you to hear how she's going to communicate with you using signs and symbols and synchronicities and spiritual alignment and emphasis, because she is not gone. She just doesn't speak a physical language anymore. She doesn't speak English or French or anything like that. She speaks synchronicity and coincidence. Co means together. An incident is a happening. It is a together happening. It is your husband saying, I'm just going to drive you. What a coincidence that is. It is a together happening. It is her and him. Let me say that better. It is her using her energy to line you up with what you have asked for using together happenings. Does she have 2 kids?
Yeah.
Are they boys? Are they the same sex?
No, no, when our kids were like 10, 9, my other son was 8 yesterday. So 10, 9, 8, and then her daughter's 7.
So you've got 2 boys that are very close to the same age?
Yeah. And we went through miscarriages together. So I don't know.
She wished your son a happy birthday. She said there's another one coming up. It feels like the end of November, December, somewhere around there. Who's got the birthday coming up?
The next one is me, December 14th. Oh, it's her mom's birthday, October 24th, but her mom passed away last year.
Ah, she's talking about yours, sweetie. You got the same birthday as my son. She's not missing a single thing. So your kids are a little bit older. Her kids are older as well, hey?
Yeah.
Why does she keep giving you a car? I can see that you're in a car, but she's like, all right, let's work on that car, shall we? Like, she's very excited to get this in motion. Feels like we've been procrastinating something here. I don't know what she means by that.
I don't know. My husband scratched all my car up by mistake, yet I'm the one who drives it all the time. And had I been the one doing it, all I would hear about was never the end of it. I'm not thinking about changing cars.
She's going to help you fix that car up. So here's the thing. The more you think about the situation and who broke it and how frustrated that is, the more it stays broken. But now that she's on the other side, you just say, all right, Rochelle, let's fix this car. Show me how to get it done. Send me somebody to fix those scratches up. Get her done. When you ask her for help with something like that, and then a day or 2 later, somebody shows up and is like, oh, I know how to fix those for you, and fixes it for you, or you get some like massive deal to take it into the shop, then it is mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance right after you've asked for something. And I think that she's like, I'm gonna make him do it, because she's flexing her muscle on how she can boss your husband around. So she's like, come on, let's enjoy this. You tell me what you need done. We're working on the car now. I got him to drive you. Now I'm gonna get him to fix it up. This is how you start feeling they're present, hun. Because if you ask them for help with stuff and then it gets done, you feel their presence. Even if you can't see them, you will know that they're still here. I say it to people like this. I know that when they cross over into the non-physical reality, that it's not the same as when they're here physically. We can't communicate by wrapping our arms around somebody and giving them a hug and talking face to face. But if she picked up and moved to Germany, would you be like, well, dead and gone now? You wouldn't do that. You would find a new way to communicate.
Well, even though we spoke every day, I feel her like you said a while ago, like every second thought is Russian.
She's been gone 2 weeks and she has you here talking to me. She said you forgot all about me. She had to remind you that I was even an option. And then you went, I can't afford that. And you found out that it's only $28 for a freaking ticket. Do you see what I'm saying? How she is talking to you in your mind, you just don't even know it.
Yeah.
The more time goes by, I want to reassure you that you will be able to identify those communications easier than you can now. Right now, they feel very small and subtle compared to the speech that we're used to having, the hugs, the physical interactions. But as time goes on, it will become more and more apparent that she is very much still here, that she communicates with you all the time, and that it's mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. Don't forget our coffees. We have a coffee date. Do you guys go for regular coffees or something? What is she talking about? Feels like don't forget our routine. There's something that you guys do all the time.
Laugh, but we used to, if it's eating, we used to enjoy having poutines at Costco.
Every month. No wonder, because you used to go and do your grocery shopping together?
Yeah, we were both going through um, depression and like pretty bad burnout. Um, like I haven't worked in 6 years, and that's really, really weighing on me. And a good part of that, she was off too, and then she had just been back on leave for a couple weeks. So it was a way to get to go to Costco, as we would convince each other to go, and then we would eat a poutine.
I see a very large Costco trip coming up your way. Um, the next time you go to Costco, I want you to pay attention to the people around you. Chances are you're going to see somebody that looks just like her. It's going to make you do a double take. That's Spirit's way of letting you know that she's with you at that moment. They will line you up with somebody that looks just like them. So you think of them, because if you're thinking of them, they're right there. She's like, what? You ain't going shopping without me. I'm just going to line you up so you go on the day where you got the biggest deals and the best samples. Oh, you guys, not just you guys went for poutine, but you had the samples that they put out there as well. Why should you do
Um,
ice cream?
Dairy Queen.
I just know she gave you the ice cream.
Yeah, we used to always eat Dairy Queen flurries or whatever they are. I don't even know.
Okay, slow this down. She's given you the coins, honey. Have you been finding the dimes, the nickels, the pennies since she's passed?
Maybe, yeah. There was a really random dollar somewhere. Like it didn't even make sense.
Because she ain't no cheap. She's like, I ain't cheap. Of course, I'm not sending pennies. What the hell? I send the dollars, the loonies and the toonies. Come on now. Are you in Canada?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, why did that feel weird? Americans don't have dollars. Anyway, so she's funny. So do you know, have you ever heard that saying, dimes from heaven, pennies from heaven, things like that? That's what I mean. If you don't, if you've never heard that, then you don't recognize the sign when it shows up. But Spirit uses coins to let you know that they're with you. It's an old saying that has been passed down for many generations, so they use it, a dime from heaven or a penny from heaven, because coins are readily available. They're all over the place. So they will line you up with that coin when they want you to know that they're with you. Now I want you to
Yeah,
go
that was
back.
really random.
So I want you to go back to that day that you found the coin. Don't tell me about anything yet. And now, when you see that coin, every time you see a coin show up in your world, this is what you need to hear. That's your loved one knocking and letting you know that they're with you at that exact moment. Now, you got to ask yourself, why are they at my door? There's a reason for it. There's always a reason when somebody knocks at your door, right? So, what is going on at that moment? Is there something going on that they want to celebrate with you? Are they there trying to reassure you? In this case, guaranteed that's what's going on. She's trying to reassure you that she's with you. Did you ask for guidance on something? Did you ask for a sign? Because if you did, boom, that's why it's there. But it goes deeper than that. Did you pick up that, Looney?
I don't think I did.
Next time, pick it up. And there's a couple more things I want you to notice on that. Look at the date on the coin. The date on the coin is going to have something to do with who sent it or what is going on in your world that they want to talk about. Not just that, is the coin face down or face up? If it's face down, it means whatever is going on right now, you got to put that behind you. If it's face up, it means you got to face it. Let's do this. We're doing it together. See what I'm saying? She brought you here today to teach you her language because I promise you that the more you understand her language, the more you're going to see that she's talking to you every minute of every day. She's going so fast, it's not even funny. She's like, you can't tell me to shut up now. You can't even hang up on me, sucker. Like, you're just going to hear her communications everywhere you go. She is not gone. She's just
So
teaching.
the face down is just to not look behind.
Yes, put it behind you. That is behind you. Face up is you got to face it, and we're doing this together. And part of doing this together is about your marriage. You understand? There's healing that needs to happen in that as well. She's like, it's not dead yet. She's like, and you heard what they said before. If you work on it, then it can be better than it was before it was broken. But it feels like you need to make that choice because the only thing worse than being in a struggling relationship for 18 years is being in a struggling relationship for 19 years or 20 years. You understand?
Uh-huh.
But that now that she's in the invisible world, she's invisible and you're here physically, you guys are going to be able to do so much better, so much more than you were able to do alone in the physical world. She's not going to let you stay in that vibration. But I'm telling you this, she just said he loves you. He very much loves you. She would not have been able to ask him to drive you. If he didn't love you, he wouldn't do it. Because she said, you know how I got him to do it? He saw how upset you were, and he was worried about you driving. And so it was his love that inspired him to drive for you. She said some days you don't even know if he loves you anymore. Like I can feel that it's back and forth sometimes. She said he loves you. Now it's up to you whether you're going to focus on healing this and working through this, or if you're going to end it and put it behind you so that you can have something better in your world. But the thing is that now that she's on the other side, she's going to use all her energy. If you will give her permission, if you ask for her help, she will help you to make sure that you don't stay stuck like this any longer. Does that make sense? And have a beer for me, not me, her. Did she like beer?
See, I never knew her drinking, and this summer she started drinking again, and I like drinking. So yeah,
She said, so have a beer for me. Cheers me. Have a beer. Feels like they might be having a couple of drinks after the funeral tomorrow or something. Like I can see everybody getting together. Do they usually serve beer at funerals? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I just see a bunch of her friends getting together, her family, and like everybody cheersing her, like going out and doing something with her and seeing a cheer. And it feels very shortly after the funeral. She doesn't like me calling it a funeral. She wants me to call it a celebration of life.
That's what I've been saying.
Slow this down, honey. Slow this down. She showed me you sitting in your room. She showed me you crying, and that she was right behind you trying to comfort you, and that she had to step back a bit because every time she gets too close, you smell her and feel her, and that just makes that then you tell yourself she's dead, and that makes you hurt so bad. So she's showing me that she's doing a combination of coming up and talking to you and then backing up a bit so that you can't feel her presence so much. It's kind of like if you haven't eaten for a week and then you drive past your favorite restaurant and you're starving. Is smelling that favorite restaurant going to make you feel better, or is it going to make you feel worse when you haven't eaten for a week? So it's the same thing with her energy. If you think she's dead and gone and she gets close and you feel her energy and you tell yourself she's dead and gone, that's just going to bring you pain. But so she's not staying too close all the time. She's staying back a little bit. That doesn't mean that she's not with you. She's just staying back so you can't smell her. But all you got to do in order for her to be with you is just say her name, sweetheart. And she's right there with you. And she's like, stop asking for the dream because it's too soon. If you have the dream now, it's going to be a nightmare. You have you asked her to come in your dreams?
I think I did once, yeah.
She hasn't done it yet though, right?
No.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Our dreams are a literal interpretation of how we feel about our physical reality. If the dead come too soon before you've healed, you will distort that and see it as a bizarre nightmare. Now, what I mean by that is I had a lady who came to me a month after her mom had a heart attack and died right in front of her. She came to me hysterical. She said, Tracy, I don't know what's going on, but every single night since my mom died, I'm having a dream that she's chasing me with a knife and trying to kill me. And I don't know what I did wrong because she was my best friend in life and her death was the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. So I don't know why she's mad at me. And I was like, I'm sorry, honey. She's not mad at you. I promise you, she's not mad at you. She keeps trying to come to you to let you know that she's okay. But you feel like your mom's death killed you. Therefore, when she comes to you in your dream state, you're seeing it as she's killing you. Your loved one said she's not going to communicate that way yet until you've healed enough that you will be able to get a clear message because she doesn't want you to have any more pain than you've already had. She said, thank you for being my best friends. My best friend. Why does she keep showing me pinky fingers? Like I keep seeing like pinky swear or pinky fingers or something like this.
I'm not sure.
I keep seeing this. Like this represents best friends or something like that. Like I'm supposed to know what this symbol means. I don't know.
I'm not sure. We were each other. She told me often that I was her best friend, and she was mine. I just don't know how to say best. I find it kind of cheesy. But
Listen, when you said that, I understood. She's like, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We are soul sisters. We are linked. We are best friends. If I was going to kill myself, you would know.
yeah,
She spun you around and kicked you in the ass. Excuse my language, because she said that you thinking that is hurting even more. It's making you think, why would, see, if she killed herself, she deserted you and her children. And that's not the person that she was, is it?
no,
And that
no.
got,
But and that's why we've talked about it. So we were always really open. So that's why I was kind of surprised, but I wouldn't have doubted it.
yeah, no. She said that, that's why she said, listen, we were best friends. And if something like that was going to happen, we would have talked about it. And that's what you just said. We would have talked about it. But she needs you to stop thinking that because if you think that, it makes the tragedy of her passing just a million times worse because it goes from being a tragedy to a betrayal of sorts, and it wasn't a betrayal. Do you understand?
I just find myself um, because I fought suicidal ideation. Like I couldn't leave my house. It was so, and I just kind of I'm using the word jealous, but I'm not a jealous person at all. But I just feel she knows now what it's like to be gone. Like the silence.
And you know what she just said to that? She said, and if she could have her life back, she would take it in a second. That just because she's not in pain anymore doesn't mean that she has all the love and the beauty of the physical reality here. Life is a beautiful gift. And this is one of the reasons why she's working so hard to help you recover now, to help your husband be inspired to love you the way that you need to be loved. But you guys are going to heal through this. Um, Here's the thing she's saying is that if you pass and if you keep thinking about that, you are going to miss the most beautiful moments of your entire life. The most beautiful moments of your life haven't even happened yet. It's just that the more you think about everything that's stuck and everything that's not working, the more stuck and not working it becomes. That you have to think about what tools and supports you need to overcome the situation. Where is it that you want to go? What does your perfect life look like? If you don't know, how can you get to your perfect life? It's like trying to jump using your GPS and saying, "Take me to my friend's house." Well, which friend? Where does she live? What's the address? It's hard to direct somebody if you don't know where they want to go, right? You're not being specific enough. What does your perfect life look like? What does happiness look like for you? And joy? You don't know, do you? Here's the thing. If you start asking those questions and saying, what do I need to be happy? If you start focusing on what you need to be happy and taking steps in that direction, your friend's going to show up and guide you along the way as well. And the things that are making you unhappy will fall away. The thing is that life has an algorithm to it, just like YouTube. So if you go into YouTube and you put in there, don't show me dogs. I don't want to see dogs. What's YouTube going to show you? What's it going to show you?
We want a dog really bad.
Okay, but hold on. Stay with the analogy. If you put
Well,
in
if they're going to show me dogs, because
exactly.
Big Brother hears everything, and yeah.
Well, because the algorithm doesn't say it doesn't focus on what you do want or you don't want. It gives you your focus. It doesn't care if you say I do want or I don't want. If you put dogs in the search parameter, you're going to see dogs. If you want to see fish, if you want to see fish on your YouTube, what do you have to put in YouTube? Fish. And then they will show you fish. Now, the reason why I'm saying it this way is because if you're getting up every day and you're thinking about how hard things are and you're thinking about how shitty it is and you're feeling everything is hard and shitty, then the universe goes, she wants more hard and shitty. Give her hard and shitty. Here you go, more of it. If you want happiness, if you want healing, if you want ease, you got to focus on that. You got to say, thank you for sending me happiness. Thank you for sending me ease. Thank you for sending me healing. Thank you for sending me the energy that's going to make me feel better. Thank you for getting me healthy again. And when you ask for those things, your friend on the other side is going to use her energy to put you in the right place at the right moment, at the right time to deliver what you've asked for. Just like when you were saying, I don't want to drive myself. She's like, done. He's driving you and lines it up. You didn't even have to speak it out loud. You just had to think it, right? If you do that, this next year of your life is going to be so dramatically better. All I can see is that Japan plate again, that there is healing in this, and that your friend is not gone. She is here to help you baby step yourself towards healing. But you got to focus on the healing, and you got to focus on where you're going and put those horse blinders on again. Remember Lot's wife, not an accident. Focus on where you're going, not what's behind you. The best is yet to come. She said, sweetheart, you can't go anywhere because you're got to be at my kid's wedding too. Somebody's got to be there to be a voice, a mama. You are his second mama. You are their second mama. She needs you. And that there is some time, goosebumps everywhere. That the best, like your grandchildren and everything, the best moments of your life haven't happened yet. You're not going to be experiencing them alone. You can ask Christina down here. When you start asking them for signs and symbols and evidence that they are with you, you will see the most dramatic miracles that are literally mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance.
Heck, my little boy sent my son a PS5 for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Anything is possible. Trust them.
That's the last chapter of my book. Okay.
Can't wait to read that book.
She said, I
Did
love his
she?
hair. Hold on a second, guys. She said, I love his haircut, by the way. Who just got their haircut?
All three of my boys.
See, I didn't know that. She was there. Oh, you have all the boys.
Yeah, I have the boys, and they're 14 months apart, planned. I must stop saying that I thought I was crazy, right? When I say that, because that's what's keeping me crazy.
Oh, I get it. I have two that are 19 months apart, and that was hard enough. I would not have three. So yeah, you're a little crazy in the best way. But the good news,
Well, maybe why I really get frustrated with my husband, because I literally was 1,000,000% alone, no family, nothing, for a good 4 or 5 years, 4 years for sure.
do you see why that single mom kept coming out of my mouth? Even though Brenna is married and you were married, there's still that single mom kind of energy in the mix through here.
Yeah.
This is what I mean, spirit groups
Yeah,
together.
I felt that so much, Ailey. I'm sending you all my love and vibes. I'm sending you so much love right now. This is the other mom of three. I love you, and I'm sending you so much love.
It's funny
And I
because
want to be your friend. I don't even know you, and I want to be your friend because I want to give you a hug.
aw, you guys know that you can private chat each other as well and exchange numbers and stuff if you like.
I'll put my number up there right now if anybody needs me, wants to text, needs a hug. I'm right there. I just put it in there.
I love
And
that.
love you
See,
guys.
Rochelle just said, see, you weren't even expecting a friend when you came here today. You just wanted a message, but she knew you needed a ride and a friend. There you go. You got both in one.
I got you, buddy.
Well, it's funny because my boys, one's autistic and the other one is just he's very sad, but he shows as being really tough. Oh,
Okay.
he froze.
You know what? I know she likes all this spiritual stuff, doesn't she? Your friend.
She used to see you all the time.
Oh, I knew
She's
her.
the one that yeah, she's the one that passed away. Her mom had cancer. And they were French, and the day she passed, you said it's her, what's with the moo moo? It must stand out. Her mom passed in January 2023. But yeah, she had a membership with you.
I know who you're talking about now.
Brown hair, kind of short.
Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And she was like, I was feeling ill to sending you an email saying, like, she just pushed me really hard to contact you, really hard, which I was going to do anyways. But yeah, she saw you all the time.
She said that you didn't know that it would be so cheap.
Yeah.
Because I know I have to charge so much for a private reading, right? But this is why I do these Zoom groups as well, so that it makes it accessible to everybody in situations like this. But the reason why I said I can feel that she likes this so much is because she's like, "Ooh, get your cards, get your cards, get your cards!" Like she's all excited. She wants you to see what's coming up. She's like, show her what is coming up around her world because there's a lot of healing, and I do feel you and your husband reconnecting through this tragedy. It's almost like he needed to see you vulnerable for those protective instincts to flare up. Do you know what I
Yeah, he
mean?
doesn't see that very often.
She said, milk it. Make sure you tell him how much you appreciate it. Make sure she's playing the song Mighty Good Man. What a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. It's kind of like kids. When they do something good, you overemphasize what a hero they are. You ignore the bad stuff. She's like, that's what she's doing with your husband. She's like, you just give him so much praise so he will do more of this. Tell him how safe he made you feel, what a great husband he is, how lucky you are, and watch him do everything in his power to get that praise from you again because he's thirsty for it, sweetie. He's very thirsty for your praise. And maybe if you guys have been struggling for some time, he's confused on how to get that praise. And now he found a way how to get that from you and make you happy. So now he'll milk that if he can. Praise the heck out of him for that. Show me what's coming up for her here. Oh. Okay. I just had to stop here. I literally got shivers up my entire freaking body. It's not an accident in the order that the messages come through, and it's not an accident in the cards that come out right after I just said. What was she just saying as I was shuffling? That this was about that you two were going to heal together and come back together through this tragedy? The Two of Cups is literally two people coming together. This is the real love card in the tarot deck. This is people coming together. And you know what card is on the bottom of the deck influencing it? the God card. Prayers answered. So don't you dare thinking about cheating yourself from this energy.
We're great. We're always great. I don't know what the problem is. But we were at the concert together. So she knows Matthew. We went to the Ice Cube concert together.
She's not missing a beat. Listen for her in the music because she's very much using the music. She said it doesn't have to be a song that she would have listened to. If you are hearing those lyrics and it sounds like it resonates with your relationship with her or anything like that, then she used it to talk to you.
What's up with the clocks? The clocks are at a whole other
What do you mean by that? Because
level.
I saw multiple things from that.
Exactly. It's like it doesn't even make sense. I used to always see 11:11, which is kind of cliche, but I'm seeing like my son is this little techie kid, um, and I always have a 24-hour clock. Well, he changed it to like the regular clock, so now I'm seeing like 12:34 on the 5th. Um, I'm seeing my birthday 14/12, 12/14. Sorry, 12/14. I'm seeing like it's 5 o'clock, 5:55 on the 5th. Like it's a lot of like just.
Okay, so what she's doing is she's lining you up with the signs and symbols that will contain the message she's trying to give to you. Numbers have meanings behind them, just like letters have sounds. So when you put groups of letters together, they create words. Each word has a meaning behind it. You get me? So the first thing that you said, the was 1111. So 111 or 11 means pay attention to your thoughts because what you are thinking today is going to manifest tomorrow. Stop thinking about, remember, she already went through the YouTube thing. Stop thinking about how hard it is. You get more hard. That's her way of reminding you that you got to think about what you want, not what you don't want. So whenever you see those ones, remember to change your thoughts and your perspective, especially if it's something bad that you think is happening. Say, thank you for this. Show me why this is happening for me, not to me. And it will develop in a way that is for you, not to you. 1, 2, 3, 4 is synchronicity. It is things flowing. Everything is in order. Everything is as it should be. That's a message saying that you are exactly where you need to be and that things are being aligned around you. Your birthday, 1214, see, again, when you see these numbers, you got to pay attention to what you're thinking and what is going on in your life at that moment because the numbers will make more sense. My guess is when you saw your birthday, you were probably thinking about how hard this year was going to be without her. And so she's like, screw that. I'm there on your birthday, dude. I'm right there on your birthday. See these numbers? That's your birthday. I'm going to be there. See what I'm saying? And what was the other one that you said?
5:55 on the 5th.
Change. Fives mean change. This woman is going to haunt you until you are able to find the courage and the love to have the change that you deserve in this world. Fives mean change. I'll say it real quick because this is going to be recorded for anybody listening. Ones mean pay attention to your thought because what you're thinking today will manifest tomorrow. Twos mean that something you thought about yesterday or you were trying to manifest earlier another day is here in your present. Look for it. It's here now. Threes are the sign that it's being aligned. When you see threes, I want you to think about your waitress coming to your table and letting you know that dinner's a little bit behind, but it's being cooked. It'll be here at the moment it's ready. When you see threes, that's a message letting you know it's being aligned, it's being cooked. Be patient. It'll be here when it's ready. Fours mean protection. You're going to start seeing a lot of fours around you as well. Fours are protection. They are also the number of angels. Angels show up with fours, and fours will show up when you're being reassured that you are being protected. Fives are change. When you start seeing fives, get excited. Change is on its way. Sixes mean reflection on home and family and the past. So when you see sixes, that's time to reflect on your home, on your family, on things from the past. Sevens are God's number. When you start seeing sevens, know that you have the blessings of the divine all around you. Eights mean money. So when you start seeing eights, it's money and abundance of not just physical money, but resources as well. So if you are trying to start a business or something like that, and you start seeing eights, but there's no money around, you start being specific on what tools and supports you need, because those eights will manifest in tools and supports. Nines mean the end of a cycle before a new one begins. So when you start seeing nines, get excited, because like Christine is probably seeing nines all around her now, because it's the end of the grief cycle and the new beginning of a new cycle. So when you start seeing repeating numbers all around you, it's their way of talking to you, of letting you know that she's never going to be dead. She's just invisible, and she can communicate better sometimes in that way than she ever could here in the physical world.
I feel that. And it's funny because I didn't mention that one, but I didn't feel I was overthinking it. But then, I don't know, a lot of times yesterday I was seeing 59. So like 7:59, whatever the number was first. But I was like, oh, I'm missing like the change to the next hour. So I was seeing a lot of the minute before the zero. So that's kind of funny.
So you're seeing 5-9 because she's saying change is coming. You're at the end of the cycle. Just be patient. Change is coming. You understand? See what I mean? Once you understand the signs and symbols, they become mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. She's thanking you for coming here. She said, we'll see you again. She's like, this is weird being on the other side of the camera this time.
Can I ask if she's with her mom?
She's like, of course. Like when you said that, she's like, duh, of course I'm with my mom. And I smelt a lot of cigarette smoke. Who's the smoker?
She is.
She is?
Yeah.
So as mom stepped forward, they're sharing a cigarette together. Only I don't think mom is like telling her to quit now. It feels good. Mom had a communication issue before she passed or something. She didn't get a chance to say goodbye, or there's something about not being able to communicate very well before her mom passed. She's showing me how good it feels to have that communication now. Times two.
Well, they talked all the time, and I kind of became like, we would call each other just like to breathe in our air and swear. Like, oh, fuck, call you later. Like, so we just ended up calling each other as she did with her mom. So maybe that.
Well, that would be exactly that. Now that she's over there, they're just like, da, 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 da. She wasn't able to communicate with her for so long that now that's all they're doing over there is talking.
Hey, can I ask one last question for myself?
Yes.
I'm kind of stuck on it, and I don't know why it matters, but was she ejected from the car in her accident?
Oh boy. I can tell you, but I think she's trying to make you laugh. To be honest with
Probably.
you. Because she answers with songs, right? That's what she keeps doing to me, is answering with songs. Do you know what song she played when you said that?
I want to break free. I don't know.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I don't know the rest, and I'm a terrible singer, but you know that song, right? Thing
I had a big
is,
feeling.
she was already
Yeah.
gone. Like, the thing is, she felt no pain. You understand? If she had have felt pain, I would have felt that as she transitioned the physical reality. I don't feel that she was gone on impact. Like, if she flew through the air, it was her physical body, not her soul. And she's just thinking that that's hilarious. Like, not that it's not something to be sad about, because she's like, I believe I can fly. She's
Oh
like, well, at
no,
least I got to fly at some point.
I get it. I get it. And yeah, we used to laugh at the most insane things, and that's just my authentic self every day was with Rachel, and it's been a really, really, really heavy, big empty space.
Got ya. So you understood her morbid humor. Thank God. Because
Of course
sometimes,
I did. We're friends.
ha, me
Um,
too.
um, I just hope that she's caring for the person because my husband had broke his neck and his back and was um, carried in the helicopter, and they had to have the helicopter pick up the other individual. So, I mean, it could have been pretty bad. So I just hope that he doesn't have life struggles because of.
Was that a couple of years ago? Because when you talked
My
about that, she
husband was
took me back.
my husband was before I we met. It was actually in Drumheller.
Got ya. So it was some time ago.
Everybody's having back issues now. So did her husband. He had just had spinal surgery like a couple of weeks, not even a month before her death. And my husband has back issues. His plates are all broke, his hardware.
So as you say that, she's like, listen, I can only do so much. But what she said is then she brings through those angels and Jesus and stuff because he's still here today. But they said that if you ask for healing, not ask for, thank them for healing. Thank your loved ones and thank God for lining up the healing that he needs to make him feel better. Thank you for my husband getting better every single day. Thank you for bringing the people in his world that have the wisdom and the knowledge to get him better. Thank you for giving him the determination and the discipline to do what he needs to do to heal himself. Now, that message means that he's not always motivated to do the things he needs to do to keep himself healthy. You understand? Like, I'm seeing a little bit of rehabilitation there, like exercise or like rehabilitation. You know what I mean?
He just doesn't take the time. It's same
That's
as
what I'm
the mental
saying.
health issues in our house. Like I do all the boys' difficult things, and he's just too busy to like participate in the meetings and stuff.
Yeah. So ask for the healing that you need. Ask for the people to come in and heal that. Ask, and by ask, I mean say thank you for before it comes in. Because when you ask the universe for something, it will give you more of your focus. So if you're saying, I don't have any money, I need money, it gives you more not having. You see what I mean? So you say
I
thank
do a
you
few of those
for.
things. Yeah.
So you say thank you for the healing, the knowledge, the wisdom, the happiness, the joy, all of those things, and then wait as they get lined up in your world. And he's got a lot of free will on that. See, that's one of those situations where they can't just look forward and go, oh, yeah, he's going to be fine, because it's highly dependent on his choices and decisions now. If you make choices and decisions that are going to be taking steps towards healing, then he's going to live a long life. If he chooses not to do anything different and keeps being stressed out and focused on everything that's not working, it will get worse until he exits the physical reality.
Well, she should get in there and push him to the better because that's all around, and he doesn't like hearing anything from me.
Why do you think she got him to drive you?
Well, yeah, and an old colleague of ours wanted to us to drive together, and I said, well, I'm going with Matthew, and we kind of do need, that time to talk. It's like almost an hour away from our house.
But see, that's the reason why she lined that up for you, and to make sure that you know that when you ask her for something, she can make it happen. She can use her energy, especially when it comes to bossing her husband around, which I can't say enough how extraordinarily tickled pink she is on that. She thinks that is just the best thing since sliced bread. She knows that that's what you needed, so she lined it up for you. But you asked for what you wanted. You said it in your head. I need him to do that for me. She's like, done. Why do you think I'm doing that for him? So that she can show you that she's working on him. But again, she can't go against his free will. It has to be something that he chooses. Now, just like she said earlier, if he has love for you, then that's easy for her to inspire him to do that because she can just say, you know how much you love her. So you know he loves you. So she's going to be playing on those heartstrings to get him to make choices and decisions that will benefit the both of you. But that's why it's so important that you emphasize to him how amazing it is, how much you love him, how appreciative of this, of him being with you for this drive is. Overdo it a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because that inspires him to want more of that, especially if he hasn't gotten a lot of praise from you recently or in recent years. He will do what he needs to do to get more of it. I promise you, she's working with you through this. And as times go on, you're going to hear her louder and louder and louder. She's pulling her energy back. She's letting you know that she's going with you. Um, It's funny because their energy can be in all places at the same time. She just split herself into like 5,000 people. She's like, I'm going to be with you and with my mama and with this person over here and my kids over here. I'm going to be with everybody that day. And you watch for the uncontrollable laughter because she's going to make somebody laugh until they pee their pants. It's going to be uncontrollable laughter at some point. I don't know if it's when you're cheersing or if it's going to be at the actual funeral, but it will be celebration of life, but it will be oddly out of place, and you will know that it's her energy lifting everybody up. And that's why you're getting the dog, because she wants you to have that loving, nurturing energy around you.
Are you joking because I was asking that many times?
But
Are you joking because I asked many times about a dog?
what do you mean? Am I
You just said
joking?
she. Well, I don't know. The fact that you just said, and you're going to get a dog for that.
Because she's given you a dog. She said, this is why you're getting the dog. She said, you're getting the dog. You're getting the dog. This is why. It's a furry ball of fur that will love you unconditionally. It's actually your spirit guide. So it feels like a dog that you've lost before that is making its way back to you at this moment in time. You'll recognize the soul traits in that dog. Do you already have the dog?
No.
But you already know that it's in the works.
Yeah, and I always called him my boyfriend. I had my brother's dog was more like my dog,
It was.
and yeah, and he was just like so in love with me.
And so now that he's been born, again here on earth, you feel it in your soul. And now you have this overwhelming need to go get your dog because you know he's been born, he's here. When your spirit guide is born in this world, that you will not be able to outrun it. That dog is assigned to you for a lifetime. So our animals will come, they'll live 10 or 20 years, then they pass away, and then they incarnate again into another animal body and make their way right back to you. Doesn't matter where that animal's born in at any part of the world, they will make their way to you. And everything happens exactly in the right moment. So the fact that this dog is born right now is when you need them. And that's why you can feel that pull so strong that you can't
Yeah,
even,
it's really strong.
it's because he's born. So if you tell her, show me where he is, and then you just relax, don't force it, let her line it up for you, you're going to be in the right place, right moment, right time, and that dog will be right there and you will know.
Well, I kind of saw myself having this talk, and there's a humane society on my way home, and I felt like my car, like even if it was just to have a cuddle with a dog, which I never do, um, yeah, I'm gonna be driving right by it. I don't know if they're open, but it's kind of weird that
He's
this
waiting
is.
for you.
I met my husband on a blind date, you know.
Aww. You know what she just said? She's like, don't worry about your husband either. She's like, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Just get the dog.
Yeah, he's done a lot of forgiving.
Wishy-washy. On the fence, off the fence. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Yeah? See, you got wiggle room now because you're grieving. She's like, just take it. You got room right now. Use it. Go get the dog. Blame it on me. Oh, she's pulling her energy back, hun. Please know how much she loves you and that this is just the beginning. Now that you can start to see some of and understand some of the signs and symbols, I want you to pay attention because you're going to see them everywhere.
I really, 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 really needed this. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I hope that it was
You,
helpful.
you have a really, I'm happy you know your gift to share it.
Aw. Well, I'm grateful for people like you guys that need it and like it and come for this gift because this is what gives me meaning in my life. I would do this all day, every day.
And Aileen, I don't know if I said your name right, but you gave me a gift today. I loved listening to everything that you said it and like loved as in like I've felt the same things. I've gone through them and we're a sister in spirit and I support you.
Thank you. It's funny because you look like someone that I've moved a lot, and you really look like someone that I knew in my past, but I couldn't figure out which city or province that was.
I've
And
moved a lot too, but I'm from the States, like, but the only place in Canada I've lived is here in Calgary. Are you in Calgary?
no, I'm in Winnipeg.
Rats. I was gonna say let's be friends, but you can always
Well,
add
I
me on
have lots of
Instagram.
family. I have lots of family in Calgary, but also we have the same like fast, higher energy. I could.
Yeah,
I'm the one who could sit
find
in my
me,
car
Brenna
your whole
Steerick.
reading.
And seriously, after everything's going, I mean, when everything's going on, and you don't want to talk to a friend that knows what's going on, like message me. I got you, buddy.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
love you.
it. Oh, you guys just made this so.
Oh, you're making me cry. I can't. And Tracy, this is all because of you. You are the angel. You are. Love
And
you.
I need to hang up because I'm sure the Humane Society closes in 13 minutes, and I'm like 2 minutes away.
All right.
Go,
I need to
go,
go get my
girl.
dog.
Go.
All
Go.
right, you guys have a great rest of your evening. This has been an amazing group, and I will see you guys all again next week.
And are you going to send us
Thank
the
you.
recording, Trace? Do we get a
Yes, I
copy?
am. It'll be on my Facebook probably by the end of today.
All right. And I look forward to my gardening stuff from Bert.
Awesome. All right, guys, take care.
Bye, then. Bye, Christina.